míos, papi. No puedo dejar de sentir una especial de manera de usted. Sometimes it's hard to explain how you feel when your troubles are weighing you down. And it's hard to accept that the world has your back when you cry and there's no one around. But it's okay, girl, to take a day, girl, to regroup and to relax your mind. I know your pain, girl. Trust when I say, girl, that tomorrow is gonna be alright. Breathe out. Nobody said it'd be easy. You're working hard to take care of your baby. And the way the world's set up, even when you make it up, you got to keep it moving on. So it's okay, girl. Take a day, girl, to regroup and to relax your mind. I know your pain, girl. Trust when I say, girl, that tomorrow is gonna be alright. Just breathe. Just breathe. Troubles down. When you stop all the drama, makes me wanna I know you're tired of stressing with the world on your shoulders. Breathe in, breathe out, let it go. I know you're tired of stressing. Oh, yeah. Breathe in, breathe out, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. What up, family? It's your girl, JustPatrice, live with JustPatrice. BlowRadio.com is officially in the building. I'm so happy to be here. It is Monday, March 11th, and we are still in the beginning of celebrating Women's History Month. So I want y'all to take a moment and show some love to all the wonderful women in your life, whether they're your daughters, your grandmothers, your aunts, your significant others, your sisters, your cousins, the lady that you work with, the person that services your whatever. Just love on the women in your life, as you are graciously reminded of all the things that this life has to offer, as we know it, that would not be were it not for a woman. Listen, I talk about just all the historic items that women have created. We could talk about all the things that, living a day in the life without living the day in the life of a woman without what, yo?
Without what, yo? Like everything, like everything. So I was scrolling through social media, and of course, I came across a couple of things that I wanted to share with y'all. But before I do that, I want to get into let me see. I can type and talk kind of. um, all the things that women invented, and all the things that we do collectively to make this life amazing for those of you. But before I do that, again, I want to remind you, I want to cross a couple T's, dot some I's, and remember that we're in this space together, and you guys have opted to be here. I appreciate that. So if you're listening to the show 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, blowradio.com is the place to be. You could just type in blowradio.com. You go to Live 365. You can go to TuneIn, and just click on the links, or you can click on the links that I've made available for you guys in one of my social media posts, whether it is my Facebook page, my personal page, the Live with JustPatrice group, radio.com group. You may actually even be on my YouTube channel, which will be fly, because of course we're trying to build all that up. The Instagram, I think we live on Instagram. Let me just double check real quick. Oh, yes, we are live on Instagram. Shout out to my cousin Sequoia, out of Madtown. We are live on all of my platforms. I see we together. We are together. Make sure that you get opportunity. You like the video. I ask that you share the video, or just invite somebody to come and just tag a friend. So if you don't want to share it, that's fine. If you want to just tag a friend and say, I want you to see this, or can you watch this, or whatever the case may be, for you in that particular moment. I'm trying to find. I know I should have sent myself that link, but social medias be social media, and I want to make sure that I send myself this link. What's the easiest way to do that? Because I really want to play this for y'all, and I want to do it as simply as possible. I think if I go this way, and then is that it? I think this is it right here, and I think I'm gonna send myself this link. I'm gonna copy and get it all together. I saw something. Anyway, I'm gonna share it with y'all because I feel like it's necessary, and we're talking about Women's History Month, and I think I'm gonna play it more than one time. But I think it's necessary to see which email is that? Okay, I'm literally about to email it to myself, right? Because that's what you got to do sometime when you're doing all the things. No, 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 no. Delete. I am. Yeah, no, that's my email address, but I want to put this here, this link, and make it so I can pull it up over here. If I can pull up over here, then I can share with y'all, right? Because this is where my audio is running from. Hey. Oh, Tree's getting it together. Finally. Am I though? Am I really getting it together? What is this? Oh, look at the father. Right away. Right away. Good. So I saw this on IG, and I wanted to share it because for me it was so powerful, and I just feel like it's appropriate. It's an appropriate way to just start the show a little bit. If y'all know, India Ari is a monster, and I want to be able to see if I can get it to run back and see if it'll play. Let me see what we got going on here. If it's gonna play, it is. Yeah. My mama raised me to be, and if you knew my grandma, I'm gonna play it again. You'd understand why. Yeah. Yeah. Come on now. Mhm.
to be who I want to be.
Okay, I'm gonna play that back. That is India Irie, on her on stage or whatever the case may be. I just thought it was just so powerful myself, and I saw it on the Black Media page. It's literally called the Black Media. It is on Instagram, and I wanted to share it with y'all. And I'm gonna play it one more time because there's a couple lines up top, even though I repeat it again. I just want you to get the whole effect of the actual um, play, so actual intro song or whatever. Um, and it was their exit to Black History Month. But I felt like it's a beautiful, beautiful way to walk into Women's History Month. It's a beautiful, it's powerful, and I'm gonna play it again for y'all. Here we go. I'm gonna play it again, and we're gonna talk about it some more.
I was born to walk. Mama raised me. And if you knew my grandma,
Come on.
you'd understand why I'm free. I was born for a mission. Your permission to be who I was born to be. Born to walk through. My mama raised me. And if you knew my grandma, you'd understand why I see. Born for a mission. Your permission to be who I was born to be.
Listen, I sent it like to, I don't know, like Facebook and so Facebook and Instagram don't want me to be great at all because they be blocking my stuff. But I sent that to like a bunch of women this morning because I feel like this is your song. You know, like I heard it and it was like immediately all these different faces came to my mind and reminded me of the collage that I made a couple years ago, and I use it and I posted it every year just to remind myself I am because she was, you know what I'm saying? And you are because they were. Like we all these things happened prior to, you know, making us. Like we come from women, we are women, and we have given birth to those that are to come. Like it's the only way to get here. You feel what I'm saying? And to be able to celebrate that, that's so fire. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It's just so bomb to me. It's such a powerful statement. It's a powerful chant. And sometimes we need to be reminded of who we are, where we came from, and like what your purpose is. I'm just gonna play it again. I know, like, damn, Patrice, but I am. It's just so powerful. Listen, I was born to walk through the fire. What? Who my mama raised me to be. Come on, hey. And if you knew my grandmother, hey, you'd understand why I'm free. Hey, I was born for this mission. I do not need your permission to be who I was born to be. That's me. That's me. Walk through the fire. Sometimes life be so hard on us, right? And then I gotta be who I was raised to be. You know what I'm saying? Man, if you knew where I came from, you feel me? God, you understand it. Why I'm singing. It's a thing, yo. Was mission. I do not need your permission to be who I was born to be. That's me. Sometimes you just need to hear that in the morning. So like it fires me up. And I hope that it gave y'all the same time. I'm geeked on it because I was made to walk through this stuff. Like I'm here for it, right? And it ain't always easy. Like, you know, this life be rough on us sometimes. You know what I mean? And that's okay because the truth of the matter is we overcome like all the things, and we tired of overcoming. But I mean, shit, if we stop overcoming, then we no longer exist. Shout out to Auntie Rita for joining the conversation and everybody that's chiming in individually. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you say hi so I can speak to y'all. That would be awesome. Again, I encourage you to call in if you want to join the conversation. The number is 414-885-4739. That's area code 414-885-4739. And of course, in the background is playing the one and only D-Rock, my homeboy. His special called Don't Ban Me is on Tubi, and it is playing in the background, like on repeat, like, and it's gonna play probably 3 times while I'm on air today because it's about an hour long. My show is about 3 hours long, and so every time I'm here, I push play, and let it go. And if I wasn't using my phone right now, I think it's gonna pause while I do it. I play it on my phone too. So I invite y'all to download, access the Tubi app, search for "Don't Ban Me." Don't Ban Me by D-Rock, and it will come up. It's a great show. It's good laughs. I know some of y'all, we seen it already. So what, y'all seen other stuff 1,000 times. I don't care. Watch it again. Watch it again. Also, today's show, just like every show that I do, is brought to you by Calm Wellness Services. And I appreciate that. 6333 North Green Bay Avenue. We are here in the building. Listen, the sun is shining. You hear what I'm saying? It is doing its thing today. And I'm so happy to have the sun shining on me today because sometimes you just need that. You need all the rays of the sun. It feels good, the warmth of it, so you can feel embraced and loved on. You know what I'm saying? Thought about all the stuff that come along with basking in the sun. Like some of us really need that to highlight our day to days. And so I encourage that. Shout out to Facebook user that said, hey, because I'm going to assume that is YFB Kelly in the building, because why not? Also, speaking of YFB Kelly, don't forget to tune in on Wednesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, exclusively on blowradio.com. My page on the Facebook page for the Bartenders Lounge, go right into, the Facebook group, Bartenders Lounge, or you can just go subscribe to the website, another website, to the YouTube, which is the Bartenders Lounge. Again, MK, you cannot miss us. Shout out to other Facebook users that said, hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm glad y'all speaking. Say hello so I can speak to y'all properly. Shout out to Big Blue in the building. Kel said, yep, it's me. See, that's what I'm just saying. It's all about knowing the kitchen. Okay, I just know that she called me cuz. Make this whole big elaborate thing. I know she called me cuz, and I appreciate that. Um, So today's topic, I want to just it says no, really, are you okay? And I think that sometimes we forget, and I want to have a quick conversation about how we taking care of ourselves mentally and emotionally, and sometimes where we forget. You know what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes we forget that there are things that need to get done, and we fall off. Like, and sometimes we really, really fall off. And I can say that because shit, I know what it's like to really, really fall off, and you fall into this spiraling death of darkness, depression. You get disconnected from people who want to see you succeed, and you feel like it's taking a toll on your life. And well, I know I have. And in order to escape what that looks like, we fall into a space of I don't care, or whatever happens, or we stop fighting. And this is why I play this song. And I need you to be reminded. I need you to be reminded. I want you to be reminded that you are made to be successful. You are made to press through these things. And sometimes we are tested. And even I don't understand how and or why. Like, nobody really grasps all the tests, or why the tests were happen the way that they happen, or what they were made to be. But we just know that it goes down. And be like, whoa, is this what I got to look for? Yes, my nigga, this is what you got to look. This is it. But the truth of the matter is, there is joy to be celebrated in the high moments. You know what I'm saying? So bask in those more frequently. And I myself need to be reminded to do that. And I know if I need to be reminded that I am not the only one, and we should be basking in those moments more frequently. You know what I'm saying? Just sometimes it's hard. I hope that the sun on your skin today is giving you the life that you need, is blessing you with just a little bit more encouragement, that's setting your little heart on fire. And you can be like, you know what, I was made to do this. You right. It's gonna be all right. I'm gonna make it through this. This is one step too many. You know what I'm saying? One step of many, and I got this. I got this also. Don't forget to tell your friends to do that. Remind your people. They say check on your strong friends. Check on all your friends. You get what I'm saying? If you can, if you cannot, if your friends are not checking on you, they probably need to be checked on. And I'm just keeping it 100. Like, let me go here. Let me go here. This whole generation of people, not the age, it's not just age, just the cycle of life that we're in. Everybody is so big on reciprocated energy. Okay. And energy, like y'all tired of your friends being fucked up. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes they just are. Y'all tired. I don't want to be bothered. Don't be bothered with them then. And when they better, and when they move on because you were unavailable to understand that process, don't be mad. Just be okay with it the same way that you was. You know what I'm saying? When they was in a dark space. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you, watching people that you love swim in the darkness that don't want to be better, that's rough. You know what I'm saying? Like people are so stuck in their habits and so stuck in, well, this is how I want to do it and how I need to do it, that they don't be open for nothingness. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be willing. You got sister. You have to be willing and desire to want to be better. Like you gotta be willing to fight for you. It's people out here willing to go balls to the wall, go ham for you. You get what I'm saying? And with you, but you got to be willing to take those steps. You got to be willing to do things differently. You tired of the same life cycle. You have to be willing to say, "Oh, I want something different. I don't want this no more. I don't want this anymore." You get what I'm saying? And if you are the person that you got a friend that's suffering emotionally that you don't understand, like you don't understand that your friend either has suffered a loss that they can't get over, that they're dealing with all types of things emotionally that they can't get over. There's two sides to this coin. Let's just look at this side of it. You're the friend, and you got a person, a significant other, a family member, a child, a parent, a aunt, somebody. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking in women, so we speaking in women that is going through, like can't dealing with all the emotions and made a shitload of bad decisions and can't figure out how to get through it. And you tired of seeing them depressed, man. They always down. Stay your ass away from them then. Man, they always in a bad mood. Don't be by them then. If you can't if you're irritated by their depression, if you are bothered in any capacity, with the exception of how can I help, don't do that. Just take your hands off. Send only positive vibes. Because like your irritation with their depression compounds their depression. You don't have to tell them, I just can't do you no more. You just always down. You just always, but this ain't about that moment. Those feelings, let me go here, are not about you. We're gonna get to the other side of the coin in a minute, okay? Those feelings, those moments, this is this their moment. This is what's going on with them. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm broken. I'm hurt. I can't get up out of this hole. I'm depressed. I'm lonely. I'm brokenhearted. I'm mourning. I'm all the things that's going on that's got me down. I'm tired. I lost my job. I lost my man. My I'm losing family members, significant others have either passed away or whatever the case may be. And you so in your own stuff, which is okay, that you can't be understanding or find grace in your behavior and for their behavior, then don't. Or you trying to ruin a fucking relationship. Just leave them alone. Say you just tell them, don't you even gotta say, hey, I can't deal with you like this. You don't have to tell them that. That don't make them feel better. That hurts. You have now compounded their hurt because now they won't talk to nobody. Now they don't know who to, well, you gotta get some help. Hold on. Hold on, yo. It's not necessarily what that you're telling them to get help. You're supposed to tell your friends, hey, look, I, I don't know that I'm the best resource for you, but let's find you something. If you got the capacity to help them, otherwise, stay your negative Nancy ass away from them. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm caught in a cycle and I'm working my hardest to do better, I'm caught in this cycle of stress and brokenness, and I'm struggling as it is. I may be distant already. I may be making a series of badass decisions. And if you can't help me, if you don't have the strength, the wherewithal, the capacity to extend a, a hand, an olive branch, just don't add dirt. You understand what I'm saying? Don't help to bury me. That's not good, yo. That's not gonna make us better. That's not gonna re-strengthen us. It's not gonna put us in a position of dope shit at all. What it's going to do is ruin our relationship. You get what I'm saying? Take away all the peace and the understanding and the love that I have for you, because you're not showing me no grace. You're not showing me no understanding, no mercy. You just I'm tired of that shit. Didn't be tired of it over there. You get what I'm saying? Out of there. So don't compound other people's shit. That's why those comments, those memes or little chats come up all the time and say, you don't know what somebody else is going through. Be kind. Be kind. And being kind to them could simply mean just shh. The other side of that, though, there's two sides to that. I just want to say this. There's two sides to that. While you are going through whatever it is you're going through, you have to understand that you have to understand, like it's nothing you can do about that. It don't matter only that what you're experiencing, if how what you're experiencing is hurting those around you. They don't have to subject themselves to that type of pain. They also do not have to subject themselves to compounding your stress. They don't have to get in a hole with you, yo. And there may be some that may get in a hole with you, but they don't gotta stay there. If they are working to come up, working to try to pull you up, encouraging to pull you up, you gotta fight for you, yo. And you gotta help them fight for you. Stop fighting them and help them fight for you. If everything that you have been doing up in this point got you this far, baby, it's time to do something different. It's time to do something different. I don't care if it's you've been getting up at 6 o'clock every morning. Get up at 5. I don't care. Get up at 7. Do something different. Whatever the something is, try something different. Otherwise, you'll get the same concept, the same results. You know what I'm saying? You got to be ready to do the fighting, because they cannot fight for you. And no matter how many times you say it, no matter how much you say it, no matter what you do, they don't have to. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to deal with your depression. They don't have to wallow in sadness with you. They don't have to mourn, hurt, cry, have fits, tantrums. They don't got to do none of that shit with you, yo. They don't have to. Especially if they're in a different space. They don't have to go through any of that with you. If you need room to go through it, then go through it. If you need somebody to be there with you, then don't attack, assault, and become hostile to the people that are trying to be there with you. When you become violently hostile to people that are trying to help you, you just push them away. That's it. You just push them away. It won't change the fact that they love you. You get what I'm saying? But I mean, that's like saying, and I have to use this as an example, for people who believe in tit for tat. Okay, y'all want the universe or God or the ancestors or spirits or whomever to exact justice on certain behaviors. But you want to do the same behavior because it was done for you. Listen, you can't get both, yo. If you do onto somebody what they have done to you, guess what you're gonna get? The same fucking punishments, if not worse than what they getting. There's going to the universe exact justice, God exact justice. This karma does its thing without your help, yo. And if you feel like I need to do what I need to do, what I gotta do, ain't nobody gonna treat me like that, and I'm gonna I'm gonna get my revenge. Well, then you're gonna get the punishment that come along with exactly the same behavior because there is one. There is a punishment that comes along with that behavior, and if they're gonna get it, you're gonna get it too. I don't understand how that's so difficult to grasp. Like if the punishment happens to one person, it's going to happen. It may not be in the same time, it may be in a different time frame. It may be under different circumstances, but it happens, right? It happens. Just like you get rewarded for certain things. There are rewards that come for certain things, but everybody's life is not aligned for the same. We don't have the same stipulations of existence. We just don't. I got my own set of rules and according to the universe, and I have to figure out how that fits in alignment in society. Like there are expectations of me that God don't have of other people. The universe don't have the same expectations of you that it has of me because we are not the same. There may be some similarities, but when we compound the list, there are some differences. And one difference, a half of a difference, two steps to the right is still a difference, yo. You get what I'm saying? So expect that there's a difference there, and what that's gonna look like. I love how that changed color. Look at that in the light. See that from this color to that color. I love that. I need a drink that do that for real. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. Mm-hmm. Alouette, gentil alouette. Listen, we have to do better when it comes to that. So understanding those things, offering grace. Like when you are down, it happens. We get sad. You get what I'm saying? It's okay. It's okay to put yourself in a position. It's okay to put position itself for other people. It's okay for all that to go down. It is absolutely okay. And what you need to do in that space is find out what it is you need, how to get better. You know what I mean? And as long as you want to stay in that space, as long as you opt in, and I keep saying opt in, you want to because can't nobody change your mood but you. Can't nobody make better for you except you. Can't nobody make changes for what it is that you need but you. Nobody. And if you can't or have opted to not do that, then you can also not expect to get any change. Nobody can make you better. You know, people say, you made me. If it was such and such, if they hadn't have did this, then I wouldn't have. Listen, this is not popular opinion. And I've said it before in a plenty of times. I can't believe you made me, you took me there. I can't believe when I should have said is I can't believe I allowed you that much control. I can't believe that I allowed you to shift my energy, to shift my mood, to shift my I can't believe that I allowed it. Not what you did because you can do whatever you want to do. I can't change and or control anything that you do. I'm only able to fix me. I'm only able to make adjustments in my behavior and what I do and how I do certain things. Only that. You get what I'm saying? And if that don't work with you, and if that doesn't align for how you did and you respond to me, then again, I'm responsible not for what you did, but for how I respond. Like that's not even an easy pill to swallow because we always want to say, "Well, man, I can't believe she did that," and so because she did that, I didn't. No, 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 no. You didn't have to. You didn't have to. I understand why you felt like it was a necessary thing. I understand why you felt like if this then I need to. If this then I must. But mm-mm. No sir, no ma'am. Mm-mm. The truth of the matter is that's not the case. What you gonna do about it is what's important. How do you figure all of that out? What is this? Oh, I don't know how to figure that out too. Where's my list at? So let me see. Hmm. So I was going through of all these lists because I always talk about how we like the most important thing to me about being a woman is how we transition or how we transfer hand down behaviors, ideas, um, growth techniques, um, mental, emotional, um, health, wellness from generation to generation. How we teach each other, not this but that, or not them but those. You get what I'm saying? How we manage to do that is for me far more great, far more greater. I think that's right. To exercise. What is it? Let me try to get this together. Which is the far more greater thing to acknowledge than, let me just gonna put this out here, the dishwasher. I mean, we appreciate the dishwasher. It's definitely made life a lot more easier. A lot easier, a lot more easier. Why am I saying it? This disturbing. A lot easier. Coffee filters. Of course, it's a beautiful thing that we can do that. And could you imagine not being able to filter this beautiful bean? Because some of us love coffee. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously. All these different things. There's so many. Just go look at the fire escape, liquid paper. What is this? Kevlar, beer, paper bags. Listen, all the things to make life easier because we was handling all the things at the house. So we need to be able to make things easier. Windshield wipers. You know what I'm saying? Like all these things are great inventions. Home security, of course. That's a woman. You know what I'm saying? And all the things that come, don't get me wrong, somebody may have improved upon it along the way. But the first thought is, I mean, just like sometimes some things that men have created and women have improved upon. And we just have to acknowledge some of the things. A medical syringe. Listen, all the things. This listen, oh my gosh, Lee, look at all these different things that were created. You know what I'm saying? To be able to diapers, stop playing. People walking around with shitty butts all these years. When were they even invented? That's crazy. Just walking around, baby, just got it, baby bottom just wide open and available to just go to the bathroom everywhere else. But that's why you had to be at home. Because how do you take this um child around that can't control themselves? Whew, could you imagine? Could you imagine? I can't. A life raft. That's crazy. What is this? What else they got on here? Do, 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 do. Let me see what she did. I'm trying to see. Okay. It's all type of stuff, and I'm looking here. There's a different lady, Grace Hopper, who did some computer programming. Mary Anderson, she became annoyed at how often the driver had to stop. And what did she do? Oh my gosh, windshield wipers, a circular saw, the foot pedal trash can, because nobody want that stuff on their hands. It's all kind of little things that women have created. I mean, we can go back, and we talk about women's history, and we talk about the stuff that they invented, and we talk about, of course, women like Rosa Parks, who stood on business. You get what I'm saying? Harriet Tubman, who said, "Listen, we this how we getting up out of here. You down and on." People think that Harriet was a sweet gentlewoman. We know Harriet was gangster, and had to be. You get what I'm saying? In the times. So imagine. Like, don't get me wrong, life be kicking our asses now. But imagine if we was, if we was around then. Could you? Oh, I cannot. I cannot. I don't know. In the 18 anything. I barely made it in the 1900s, let alone in this 2024. You get what I'm saying? And somebody says, if you was born in the 1900s and was at the closer to the end, but still was 1974. You know what I mean? And still, and we at 2024. That's crazy. Somebody gonna be 50 this year. Hmm. Somebody gonna be 50 this year. And your understanding to life. I used to tell the young people in my life, hey, listen, there's some levels of awakening that's gonna happen. over the years, over the next few years, that ain't gonna be no fun, yo. Ain't gonna be no fun at all. Like when these was teenagers at the time. I'm like, that transition, like from infant to toddler. You know what I'm saying? And when you get from there, from toddler to adolescent, you get what I'm saying, and then to teenager. Teenager to young adult. Boy, I tell you, that surprise that happens when you hit 20, and then again at 25, 30, 35. Like it's like your life take these major shifts. You like, it's only been 5 years. Why so much changed? Listen, from 40 to 50, it's a thing, yo. It's a thing, and it's like every time you reach another milestone, that you are privy to another level of awakeness, and it ain't always pretty, yo. It definitely ain't always pretty. We go through these things, and we try to experience all the stuff, and it ain't always sweet. You get what I'm saying? But we were made to survive all of that. You know what I mean? What do you do in case of such and such? There are people who have done things similar, maybe not the same thing, similar to you before here, to make it so that when you get to this part of the game, you don't have to worry about all the stepping stones. That's like somebody who already put their hand in the fire, yo. You don't gotta do that. Then listen, that will burn you. Don't do that. Well, what do I do instead? Now we ain't figured that part out yet. But don't do that part. Don't get burned. Don't put yourself in a position to where as you have to be subject to, that's, that's interesting. Where you have to be subject to that type of lesson. Some people I know want to and got to stick their hand in it and want to do. No, ain't nobody doing that, yo. Ain't nobody doing that. I'm telling you now, don't spend your days doing that. Start learning some lessons from some just information and experience. You know what I'm saying? Do that. You know what I'm saying? Let somebody else's experience in a situation at least teach you some things. It may not have all the answers for you, and it may not be, like I said, it may not be all the answers right up front, but it's some there. Take the lesson. Uh, I'm just saying that worked for you, but it might not work like that for me. It might not. But if you don't have to um belly crawl through the razor sharp fence, why are you? That just disturbed my whole heart. Let me just think about that for a second. If we're going under the bridge to get around, and on the left is shards of glass, and on the right, don't go through the. If you don't have to go through the shards of glass, we're not really sure it was on the right, but you know that on the left there are shards of glass. Why are you going in that if you don't have to? If it's the only way, and you have to figure out a way to protect your feet to get through it, knock yourself out. But if you don't have to, stop the madness. Stop the madness. I just want us to do better collectively. And I want us to teach our daughters to do better collectively, and our nieces and our godchildren. You understand what I'm saying? And shit, teach our aunts and our mothers new lessons. You know what I'm saying? Some of them don't want to learn new ways to do stuff, but don't not share the experience. If I've gone through something, if my mother has gone through something, and I've gone through something also, but I found a way to not have to go through it the same way that she going through it, I'm probably gonna tell her, hey ma, I have done that, and that didn't go, you know what I'm saying, like this, except for I tried this instead. Maybe you'll consider this. And if she say no, that's fine. But I did do my part, and I told her you should probably not do that. I just don't think that we we are comfortable with any of these things, like having these conversations, like all this conversation that it comes up and says, "Are you okay?" What's the next step? If somebody say no, then it's what do you need, right? And what if they don't know? Do you just need somebody to listen? Do you need somebody to be available? Do you need somebody to sit with you? Do you need, like, what do you need? We don't always know, right? You don't know. You don't always know. And so, in order to get past and through and around or whatever that is, some of us are not honest. Some of us are not open enough to share what that looks like and what we need. You get what I'm saying? Some of us are in a position where we be like, yo, that's not good. That's not okay. Like, how are we managing this? You understand what I'm saying? And then we have to make better decisions. And then we have to make way better decisions. Shout out to everybody that's joined in on Instagram. Hey, how y'all doing? I know I don't get a chance to see y'all because the text is different. The where it comes up is a little different, but I want to make sure that I'm shouting out to everybody that decides to join on the Instagram live. I see y'all there. If y'all say hi, I'll come back and I'm looking at it. I promise. I promise. I promise. Shout out to Olivia. Let me see the dude. Let me see. That's dude bartender. Shakreem, what's going on, sis? How you doing? Yarn photography. What's that? Mate. Hey, how you doing? Listen, I'm speaking to y'all as best I can. Some of the stuff I can see, some of that I can't. Musician one. Hey y'all. Hey Tiff, how you doing? Listen, all the things. All the things. I'm doing my. I'm definitely speaking to y'all that slide through here on Instagram. I see all y'all. Hey y'all. Hey, make sure y'all say hello. And if you are on social media, the Facebook social media, speak y'all. Good afternoon, Facebook user that called me gorgeous. Hey, how you doing? I appreciate that. Shout out to Pam Young. Hey sis. Hey love. How you doing? Look, all the things and all the stuff. Right. Trying to get it together. Trying to get it together. I don't know if y'all heard that. Pam, did you get that video that I sent you? I think I sent you this morning. Yeah, I had to make this bacon wrap croissant that I saw. It's a bacon wrap cinnamon roll. Woo, it looked amazing. But we'll figure it out in a little bit. Um, so while we are talking about celebrating different businesses, celebrating women, checking in on our strong people, like as a business owner, like even that is hard out here, especially when you have to deal with other women in business who are purposely trying to shit on you. And you would think that, I mean, it's nobody that's it's not somebody told me, and it's not nobody spending that much time trying to trying to keep you from doing anything. I said, you know what? I wish that it was facts. I wish that it was, and there was a time. I'm like, I wish it was nobody that was so invested that she just felt like I just needed to be fucked over, that she didn't have time, but she had time. Oh, it's somebody. It's somebody that got enough time that feel like they need to invest that much energy into, I don't know, getting on my damn nerves. Making life that much harder for me. Mm-mm-mm. And not just for me. I'm a firm believer in understanding, and I mentioned this earlier. Karma is awful. It's awful. Like it's a thing, yo. And when you spend little time, a lot of time, sometime, kind of, sort of, maybe, whatever it is that you invested in the opportunity to treat somebody else like shit, guess what's going to happen to you? Please know that it may not be right on front. It may not be in an immediate in response, but guess what? It may not be right in this second, but guess what? It's going to come, and when it comes, it's going to come terribly for you. It's going to come terribly for you. Listen, Pam said, "Oh my God, yes, they are. It's terrible. It is. It is terrible. And when you, it's gonna be a thing. And I really hate that for some people. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just all I can do is walk in what God tell me to do. And when I show up and you got to side eye me about some things because my IDGAF is has kicked in, it's gonna be what it is. It's gonna be what it is. Facebook user says on the lot. Listen, it will be some things. And some people say, well, you gotta focus on being positive. You have to focus on you do. And you have to align yourself with people who are on the same type of mission that you are on. That is very true. And sometimes you just gotta step away from it all completely. And the truth of the matter is when you have to step away from everything and everybody, God don't intend to leave you alone forever. But he gonna definitely strip it all together. I'm just saying, if he can have Noah pack up everybody, these 10 people, man, it may have been less. You get what I'm saying? And only two of every animal. It'd be like the rest of y'all is SOL. I'm starting over, yo. I'm starting over. And at some point he'll say, yeah, let me go and throw a couple other extra people around here somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying according to history, you know what I'm saying? You look at all these different dates and stuff, and it's like Noah was 600 years old, or was he? I don't know. That's not for me to determine where the truth lies in all these age appropriate ideas. But but if it was only him and his family left to procreate and to re-fertilize, rebirth the world, where did other people come from? Like who were intimate with the babies? Because there were babies that were born to his son. He had two daughters, right? What who helped to help them to populate? Because Noah and his wife apparently is gonna have to pass away eventually. And then their children, as old as they are, would have children. Only one of the sons had a wife. What who else is helping to repopulate this earth? Where's the other people? Mm. I just that was random, I know, but I had to ask because where's the other people? You know what I'm saying? Why we figuring all the rest of this out? Just saying. I don't know. I'm looking at my thing real quick. I'm gonna post this link. I don't know if you are my friend on IG or not, but if you are, thank you for joining the conversation. If I don't know if you guys are following me on, let me see what is this one doing. Hey, if you guys are following me on, how do I? Oh, it's already muted. Okay, I did that purposely a while ago, trying to get all stuff together. Listen to this. Let's see who this Facebook user. I'm not sure who this is, but if you're willing to share what that would be awesome. Said the universe. Listen, the universe is ordaining these conversations because as of right now, I encountered an entity in MKE that purports to help people out of prison. Yet I found that the individual is a sexual predator and an ex felon type of the ex felon type. Wow, and uses them in detestable ways for gain and clout chasing. Literally a fake all the way around. Whoa, what's going on, Tash? How you doing, darling? That's rough. That's rough. That is so terrible. Like, I don't know. I think a lot of this is people not speaking up. Like I believe also the way we out predators, the way that we out um sexual predators, like we just don't do it enough. Like that should be a thing. And people say don't bring up people's past. Fuck that. I need to know that if my children are safe, if my nieces and my nephews are safe, if my sisters are safe, you know what I'm saying? Then we need to know that. If you don't want nobody to know that about your history, don't fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? Now, are you still participating in pedophilia. You may not be just because you change. I mean, people say don't judge people from their past. I understand that nobody wants to know that. When we start talking about safety measures, like the same thing with the bathroom. Why are there bathrooms that we got unisex bathroom? Not is it unisex? Not unisex. Is it? Ambisex. Like everybody can use the same bathroom. I don't have a problem with that if it's one stall. If there is one stall, then the door go in, you go in and the door gets locked, right? And then you come out and whoever comes out. Like, why would you be in the bathroom waiting on a child to go in there by themselves? Because that's unacceptable. You understand what I'm saying? It's unacceptable, but it happens all the time. Like it's somebody in there waiting because they just are unwell. Whether you want to call them psychologically unwell, want to call them possessed, whatever the case may be, they ain't right, and they have no business putting women, children, or men who are unable to defend themselves in jeopardy. You know what I'm saying? Of such. Now people say that, and you get sensitive about the subject. Oh, women can defend themselves. They can. Well, let's not go. We're not going into those type of details. We're not gonna go into that details. We're talking about overall safety. And overall safety is the truth of the matter is some of that um requires better facilitation. It just does. Also, I was floored the receipts in the business community are stacking, and I'm bringing it to the forefront because the business community is being sullied by this individual. Oh, is that right? I believe that if somebody is doing that and people are not telling people, that's no different than I believe that if you are in an abusive relationship, that you should tell people who the person is. Like if I dated somebody and they were verbally and physically abusive, that should not be a secret. You understand what I'm saying? It should not be a secret. Okay, I understand it. Well, we have our privacy and we don't want to share what happened. Or you don't have to go into details about what happened. But this individual is unsafe, and if you allow him or her to go into multiple other relationships and subdue, don't do that. Like if you can interject that and you can save somebody else. So and oh, it's a woman. Look at that. Supposedly in the pulpits as well. She supposedly is a pastor. Oh, it's a woman. Look at that. Listen, as long as it's receipts on deck, you know what I'm saying? I feel like if you have proof to be able to justify these particular things, I think then that should be discussed. You don't have to keep that quiet. When you get to accusing people, when you get to accusing people of doing excuse me, of certain behaviors, as long as you got receipts. And she said, lowest of the lowest, lowest of the lowest for real. And they said, oh, they thick. Listen, I'm already imagining. I think that predators are not just men. I think that there's a lot of predators that come into light that are both male and or female. And if you're not comfortable with being able to tell them, that's funny. They gonna both pop open. If you are not comfortable being able to tell on them, then you're afraid for a reason. I understand that. It's authorities on deck for that. There are anonymous lines for that. There's ways to communicate. And listen, snitching is only if you participate in the behavior also. That's what's happening in the entertainment community right now. They telling on each other terribly, terribly telling on each other. I just, and maybe it's just me, and I wanted to say this too because I said I was gonna mention this. Anybody else bothered at how the disruption and the corruption that we are being exposed to about the quote unquote entertainment industry is only in black people? Anybody else notice? And maybe I'm missing it, but I don't hear about these things in other communities. In other races. I'm gonna say that in other races. I'm not saying it's not happening, but I'm not hearing it. My timeline is my news, my engagement, everything that I see is all about people that look like me. It's all the negative shit. Like only the negative shit that's happening in the entertainment industry is only happening amongst black people. Is that what you're saying? That like only black people? This is crazy. Like, are you serious? Are you telling me that there's only Diddy and them allegedly are behaving, and the people that hang out at his parties are only people allegedly acting in this capacity? Am I to believe that only black people get in the industry, the entertainment industry, and only black people are treating each other this way because it's all love and kumbaya ish in every other race? Is that what's happening? It may be. I'm just saying if that's the case, I just want to know. Like, are you serious? Or are we just not hearing about the other stuff? Is nobody else saying anything? And they only blame it only the so only the black people are doing this type shit. You get what I'm saying? Let me see. Let me look right here. Let me see what it said. Did you see the foolery behind Josiah Dude? I don't think so. Send me the link, sis. Inbox it to me and I can look it up. And over here offline, inbox it to me and so I can look at it. Um, Facebook user say, "Yo," I'm assuming that that's not the same Facebook user that I've been talking to. And then Facebook user said, "I don't know if black folks realize, but we are under attack right now. Check the post about the lawsuit filed in Texas. Send me the link, please. Thank you very much." Um, oh, Hugh Hefner, Elvis, and more did it. It was legal for them too, though. Oh, okay, I'm with you. That was Prince that said, "Yo, I appreciate that. Thank you very much for telling me who you are, Prince." What's going on, bro? How you doing? Hmm. I'm just saying, it's a lot. It's a lot going on in the industry. Let me see. Okay, well let's see who's calling. Let's see.
Call from
Prince Daniel.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Thank you for logging on to blowradio.com. You are officially live with Just Patrice. What up, Dan? Welcome to Mondays.
Hey, what up, sis?
What's
I,
going
I
on with
really
you?
want to chime in on this.
Oh, come
Listen,
on.
listen. So, sometimes I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist, and sometimes, I'm not. In this instance, I really feel like what's going on is that the reason why the stuff about Diddy is being exposed is because, like, you got to think they just went through all this stuff with Epstein Island and all that other mess, right? Anytime, like, some of the others go down, they end up having to take us down as a distraction of what's really going on, right?
Okay, I
So
believe that.
Diddy was just on TV, and I'm at my job, I'm at my workspace, so I can't say exactly what he said, bar for bar, but basically he told the interviewer, "Hey, listen, it happens in the music industry. Just make sure it don't happen to you." Those ain't the exact words he used,
Right, but I
but that's
understand what you're
basically
saying.
what he said.
Right.
So at this point, he's like, "Hey, yo, what happens? This is what goes on. It is what it is at that moment. Because like they're trying to cover something up and distract people from what's going on.
Yeah,
Because
it's
that's the
it's
only time
something
you start
happening.
seeing stuff like this happening."
It's something happening. And I do agree also. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a realist. And I know that sometimes in order for a bigger media process, or excuse me, a bigger media presence, you have to create a distraction while other things are deemed not as important. So you distract people with what they quote unquote are attracted to. You get what I'm saying? Which is
Mm-hmm.
drama. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
While they behind the scenes or low key right in your face, either passing
Right
some
in your
raggedy
face.
ass law, putting some stuff in it. It's in the newspaper. They printed it. It's just in the back scenes. It's just not as important.
Well, you
Eh,
got to think like
mhm.
you got to think what the law they just passed in Louisiana,
Which
right?
one?
They literally just passed a law in Louisiana, um, to make not only to just snatch away more black rights, but they also just enacted the most inhumane form of execution. You know what I mean? Via gas. So they just snatched away, like certain rights for black people down there.
Really?
You know what I mean?
And
Yeah.
now they finna do the gas chamber again?
Uh-huh. Yeah, they finna do the gas chamber again. So looking at all of this stuff that's going on, right? Like it
Uh-huh.
really low key. If you look at what they're doing, they're like low key making slavery legal while they're taking away any advantages that black people have been given due to our marginalization, right? And and what people not realizing is that through marginalizing black people, everybody gets marginalized. Like all forms of minority get marginalized once affirmative action gets taken away, because that's gone now. They just passed a law where that's illegal now.
Mm.
That's, right?
You talking about affirmative
And then,
action?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
done away with. And then um they're actually enacting laws from like the 1500s. I mean, like late 1800s, where it says that if anything that's made for black people, white people have to have a part of it.
Yeah, that's what this is what I think Live Milwaukee just or Live Milwaukee just sent to me about the case that's the MBD or the MBD Minority Business Development Organization hashtag all races. They are organization has been put under the guise to equalize the playing field. So what it is that there are Caucasian, she said Jim Crow laws and slave codes. They're reversing all of that. That's exactly what she's talking
Yeah,
about. I see you, Tasha.
yep,
Um, they're reversing
that's
all of
exactly
that
what they're
to
doing.
so that because white people feel that they're not being is they not being treated fairly. And
So
mhm.
their reaction to them being perceived as not being treated fairly is to reenact Jim Crow laws
Of course.
that disenfranchise everybody.
Yeah, but the truth of the matter is and now we're busy listening to how Diddy is being a nasty wherever he is, exploring his sexual explicits across the world. I mean, that's what he do, his abusiveness and all the things that come along with it. If nobody says that Diddy is abusive, then people when it happens they like, "Oh my gosh. No, Diddy." Okay, you know what I'm saying? And not paying
Hmm.
attention to the fact that they're saying that you can't have an all black organization, even though we've had all white organizations forever, not included you. You can't do that because then we can't get
It's
the
not
advantage. We need to offset the advantage again. Cut that shit
exactly.
out. But they're allowing it because we are not paying attention. And
We're
to
we're too busy buying into their narrative. You
mm,
know what
mhm,
I'm saying?
mhm.
Like, for one, I know this sounds bad, but one, we as black people are way too inclusive in our stuff with other people.
What you mean? Explain.
So anything that we create, anything that we do, we become hyper inclusive. We allow other people into our spaces too freely, right? I think that's one thing. But the other thing is that we don't even regulate what we do, so that it can't get to this point.
Hmm.
We allow it to get to this point because we don't regulate what happens in our sector as people. You know what I mean? Like
Indeed.
like if we regulated ourselves, like we wouldn't need all that other mess.
But we don't regulate ourselves. We allow ourselves to be um like all the shit. You get what I'm saying? Like it's like in my personal opinion and us as a whole, not individual segments or sectors of people who have that are not doing this, but as a whole, just like I can't talk shit about all men. It's not all men. We know that it's some men. You get what I'm saying? It's not all women. We know that it's some women. Just as a whole, though, you know what I'm saying? We have to do a better job at representing ourselves in in
Exactly.
just period. You know what I'm saying? The lack of self control. It's like you just lost all your shit. Like, oh my God, we free up in this piece and we ain't ever got it. Fam, societal structure makes it so that we are able to exist even if we have differences. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't not grasping that. It's not limiting who you are and what you're capable of doing. It's protecting everybody. You get what I'm saying? And I'm saying that so that we can understand that there is protection needed across the board. Like the perfect example, we can't all go in the same bathrooms, yo, because there's somebody. It may not be everybody. Somebody is going in with ill-fated intentions. Exactly. And because somebody, whoever that is, and we can't pick them out, let's just exclude that as an option. You get what I'm saying? And or just change the way we're doing it. Use a multi-access bathroom, just one single stall, and lock the fucking door. You get what I'm saying? Like, seriously, that it's not like seriously. Anybody can use this the same way anybody use the bathroom in your fucking house. And excuse me for getting frustrated about that, but I am very frustrated about that. Go to the bathroom. Everybody, we all use the same bathroom in the house. Brothers, sisters, dads, uncles, nieces, nephews, grandparents, whatever the case is. We all go to in the house. We use the bathroom. We don't go in there together, my nigga. We don't go in there together. We just don't do it. And there's safety measures. And in the case of that, we all know that as a people, there is that mental illness is a fucking thing, and we have to do better about understanding what that means to us as a people. You know what I'm saying? And when I say people, I don't mean just black people. I mean humans, my nigga. We are human, and some of these humans are not well mentally and or emotionally and don't function the same way that we do as a collective. And because there are some of those people that are in there that are skating by, getting away with quote unquote all the things, people are in danger. Why facilitate space for that to happen? Why make that a thing? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I want attention. I just get pissed off about that because it's true. We can't do that. We have to do better. Just like we have to do better at we used to be able to count on each other, but the level of fuck you, and I can say this, in our community, the level is way too high amongst each other. Like, I can walk down, man, fuck them, I don't know them. Who did that?
So this is the crazy part. I literally had this conversation today at work where I feel like as a people, we mistook what integration was supposed to be and twisted it, where we gave up all the stuff that we created. Not just the stuff they took and burned down, but all the stuff that we created as well to be in their spaces, right? So that's all the businesses, all the sports leagues, everything we created, we gave away to be in theirs.
Yeah, right? we wanted to be a part so badly. That's so crazy.
When really what that was meant to be was like, okay, if I'm in your area, I just want to be able to go get a bowl of cereal if I go to this restaurant and be treated like a human being. That's really what that was meant to be. But we was like, oh man, integration, I can go to this school out here. I can work at this business. Like, their stuff was better. But if you look at it historically, the stuff that we created was at a higher caliber and was way better, especially when you look at places like Black Wall Street, Rosewood, and other places that we did create in America that produce goods and produce jobs and produce millionaires for that time. Right? We gave up all of that, all of our history to be with them, and then look where this got us, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not the more, because I had already made a decision a while ago. I just wish I don't know life prior to integration. I only know life integrated. It ain't really on deck. You know what I'm saying? I think this is stupid. And I think that people should be able to do what they want when they want or whatever. But I'm also an exclusionist because I believe also that there should be some things for men and there should be some things for women. And everything can't be for every fucking body. And I don't think that excludes us in race. You get what I'm saying? I just don't think that. I think that if this is your culture, these are your people, there should be things that you get to engage in that don't necessarily include other people. And as long as it's not causing hurt, harm, or danger to somebody else, cut it out, man. Cut it out. Tasha said this is nothing more than chess play politics. The key is you cannot have a black entity without a white benefactor in the pocket Look at all the current orgs, NAACP and others, nothing more than gatekeepers of development, new gen colonizers of their own people. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just keep reading. Hold on a second, Dan. Just the FYI, asylums are being remarketed. That is true. She also says 78% of the prison populace has mental health issues that remain untreated. It's a money bag for the prison population. And I just want to also interject here that if there are prisoners that are in this system that don't have mental issues, they're trying to give them mental issues. You understand what I'm saying? They're
Big facts.
facilitated, they're either drugging them or doing things to these prisoners that are helping to make it so that is validating that. So those are people that are not psychologically jacked up. They making it so that they are. Tasha also said, remember,
Well,
if the body count isn't up, the taxpayers pay the difference. So now they try to keep them at capacity. Then she said, that's the thing. They don't want that to happen again. Come on now. Listen,
well, see,
come on.
right. So just to kind of piggyback off what you were just talking about, like
Mhm.
Louisiana and the law that they just passed.
Mhm.
Oh, I think it's like some 68 to 78% of the prison population is African American,
I have family in
right?
the prison in Louisiana.
And Louisiana has the highest inmate population in the entirety of America, and all of their prisons are all on former slave plantations.
Mhm.
Every last one. Every last one where the people are forced to do manual labor for free. They don't get paid down there, right?
Right.
So if anybody pays attention and knows what the 13th Amendment it says that slavery has been abolished with with exception to the fact of imprisonment.
Okay.
So it's legal slavery, right? And
Mhm.
then think about them being able to execute people inhumanely now. Okay, so now
Yeah,
you're
and
not working
just for
against work
clarity,
because you
just for
can't produce.
clarity.
So we just gonna give you the gas chamber now. It's gonna take you 30 to 40 minutes to die while you suffocate.
Yeah,
After
I don't think
after
that I don't think that's humane. But I am not
I
against
said
corporal
inhumane.
punishment. I'm just saying I don't think it's I know it's inhumane. I'm just saying that I don't believe that it is a humane thing, a humane way to die. But I am very much in favor of corporal capital punishment. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? And I think that if it's distributed properly, and you got to think about who determines that though, who is in charge of determining that, and that's where the corruption comes in. Just like I believe in quote unquote, and I'm gonna say this quote unquote because it ain't a real thing. But I believe in Annihilation Island. I believe in riding through and gathering up motherfuckers that don't believe or don't follow the structure of our community and getting them the fuck out of here. You get what I'm saying? If they are jagging up our society, and I don't care if Lil Ray Ray live in your
Mm-hmm.
crib and Lil Ray Ray is your son or your nephew or your godson or TT. She out here doing whatever. Look, I gather they little punk asses up and get them the fuck out of here. But that's just me. Okay. And I believe that when you
Yeah.
disrupt the society in that capacity, and there is that
Mm-hmm.
type of what's the word I'm looking for? Consequence in place,
Mm-hmm.
then it would change behavior because there's no adequate consequence. You get what I'm saying? And I do believe that there should be. I think that if we as a community, and I mean community as in black people. Now I'm talking about specifically us as black and brown folk. You get what I'm saying? In this community, if we offered, what's the word I'm looking for? If we mandated um consequences, if we mandated consequences, like for real consequences, it wouldn't be none of this shit. It wouldn't be no sons cussing out their whole mamas, talking about some FUB. I'm gonna kill you because you took my game, and it wouldn't be mothers neglecting their children. There would be less fathers spreading their seed around the world and not worried about what the consequences are of that if they put in place mandatory paternity off jump, it would be less of that people feeling like they taking responsibility for children that they're not responsible for. If people, and I'm gonna say people meaning women, took more responsibility for our bodies, and I'm not talking about the times that we got raped or someone molested you and then there was you were taken. outside of the spaces that you were taking. Bitch, stop being so careless with your body and then just tossing it on. That level of embarrassment is not worth the life of the human that you are about to bring into this world. It's just not. You're gonna be embarrassed. You're gonna feel some kind of way. People gonna look at you funny, and now you are ruining somebody else's life because you are quote unquote embarrassed. Get over yourself. You understand what I'm saying? It's so many little details that fall into place for that. And I can
I
go back
mean,
and forth, but as a community,
we
there need to be
we as a
active consequence.
we as a community have so much unhealed trauma and have normalized generational uh trauma, right? That has become a part of who we are, ingrained in our DNA, epigenetics, right? Epigenetics, right? To where not only do we have fear of building with each other, but now the men and women have a fear of building with each other. And men and women also have a fear of actually being accountable for self. Because no one wants to take accountability these days. Men don't want to do it, nor women.
Like
And
we
that's just,
saying these days, and then that has changed so dramatically. It has, because there was a time when it wasn't that. And I used to talk about this when we first started the women's panel. Was it like 13 years ago almost? Okay. When society opted in and keep saying y'all chose to have a check than to have a man. We chose to not put up with the shit. The offset of that was it was some bullshit going on in the game. I'm not trying to be funny,
man,
and I'm not making
man,
justification for.
I'm gonna be 100. I got an uncle that was a welfare pimp, right?
Listen,
And
listen.
I do put some of the onus on sisters.
There
Don't
is
don't
there
don't
is
get it
there is
wrong.
there is some, but we're not gonna say that
But
that's the only reason why
I,
it happened.
I put a ton of that onus on men because a lot of black men that I grew up with that are my uncle's age and my grandfather's age decided to live in those different women's homes and collect a portion of their check. They're like, well, shit, like the government gonna give you a free house. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna give you this, they're gonna give you that. I'll just pack up my clothes on the days they're supposed to come in here and I'll go be over at Bertha house. Or I'll go be over at Renee house. Or I'll go be over here and I'll go be over there.
You
You
know,
know what I'm saying?
I wish that people understood though that this not hundreds of years ago. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
this not. This was the
Like
60s and the 50s.
that's what I'm trying to get people to understand. Like this not hundreds of years ago. This not something that happened in that generations before us. So far ahead of us that there's nothing that could be done. Like this shit could be changed immediately right now. Right now. Hold on one second. Tasha Jones said this legislation is predominantly red state agendas is being introduced by other states as well, even Wisconsin. That's why they recall recall for VOS is on deck. Let me know what that means, Tasha. Troy Seabrook says all child molesters should die in the most inhumane way possible. I think that if they start killing off child molesters and making it a public thing, this is just my opinion. Patrice is saying this. The views and opinions expressed on the show are that of the host and guests alone and do not necessarily reflect those of blowradio.com and staff or its affiliates. Okay. I'm saying this is my own thing. I think that if they started doing that, that shit would immediately either cease and or people will start seeking help saying, hey, this happened to me and I don't want to be in the position where I feel like it's okay to do it to other people. There should be public displays of punishment. There's not enough active consequence. I'm sorry, I'm still reading the quest.
Uh,
Gus, I'm sorry. Hold that for me, Dan, so I can just keep reading these posts. I'm sorry. Tasha said we have a ton of work to do. So much. And then she said what he speaks is the facts. That trauma is handed down in DNA. It is, but I'm gonna address that too, sis, in a minute. And she said I got receipts for that era. No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to read it. Just y'all bear with me. Please put some punctuation in here so I don't sound retarded. Okay. I got receipts for that era. No, that was a plan by the government back then. Read Harper's Bazaar. Then Harper's Bazaar. Then Bauman article, he references the Moynihan report. I'm not sure what that says. It was the roadmap, the blueprint to the ghetto, and separated black families that literally said in the report, and none of it's redacted. Of course it's not. Of course it's not. Go ahead and Dan. Go ahead, Dan, and make your statement.
Yeah. So I was gonna say like we have to normalize. So like when things like that do happen in the community, right? One, we have to normalize that when things do happen and we do speak up, that we don't victim shame, because victim shaming has become normalized in the community.
Man,
When
it
things
is.
do happen
Y'all, and we cover it up, and we pretty it up
and
as
we hide
ribbon.
it.
We pretty it up as ribbon. And I'm saying that because I know some men who have been humped on by their babysitters. And we talking about, because molesters, child molesters are not just men.
Hmm.
People who
They not.
commit sexual assault are
They
not
not.
just men. Okay.
It's
And whether
facts.
it was because that they were sexually molested, and mama said, don't say nothing, and that bullshit ass, what happens in my house stays in my house. Don't be having all my business in the street. F all of that.
Fuck
F
all
that.
that. Uncle Frank needs to take his ass to jail. Cousin Lisa needs to take her ass to jail.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Your
Absolutely.
friend Shirley needs to go.
And
Like,
immediately,
yes,
and TT
because
and TT them, who was mama's best friend, who thought little Kevin was cute when he was coming up, and then little Kevin got fined. And how dare you, grown ass woman, hump on his baby, you nasty bitch, you. And I'm not trying to be funny. I mean that 130%, but there is not enough consequence for that. You know what I'm saying? We want to
it,
high
it,
five and
the,
pat men on
the,
the back for the amount, for their
the, the,
conquest.
the issue the issue when it comes to men, when it happens to men, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's my boy. That's my boy. And you still kind of like, yo, that's like, I feel weird because I'm not in that space. I should be happy that she did that. You know what I'm saying? Or when it's a male that takes advantage of a male, now instead of being mad at the dude that actually took advantage of your child is now being put down. They're being called a part of a community that they're not a part of. They're victim shamed, and now they hold it all in. They don't even want to go to court because now, like
Because
this,
now
they're
they're
living with this
embarrassed.
embarrassment.
Now they're
Because
embarrassed.
now they're living with embarrassment and hurt and pain and anger. And the only reason why I can speak to this because it happened to me both times on both ends.
Understood. And thank you for
You know what I'm
sharing. I
saying?
appreciate you for that.
Oh, this is something I've talked about several times.
I know, but
Like
I mean, but you don't have to, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
right. So that it's a horrible thing to put somebody through. It doesn't matter if the child is 16, 17 years old, 12 years old, 10 years old. They're still a child in their mind. Is still developing, and they don't even know what's going on completely with themselves. So victim shaming is a big issue. Hypersexuality at a young age is a big issue, especially in the hood when you're growing up, because it's around you everywhere. It's around you everywhere. And you don't know how to. So like those things have become normalized. I made a post talking about that. Like we normalize trauma in the hood. I believe the punishment should fit the crime. You kill somebody, you deserve to fucking die. That's just how I personally feel. I don't care what anyone says.
Well,
You should not get to live the next 40 to 60 years of your life while this person is gone.
now
That's just
see,
not
I
fair.
now so let me be clear about that. I believe in that also, but I believe that if I hurt if I cause hurt, harm, or danger to somebody in self defense, that's a different story.
That's different.
So I
That's
just want to put out
that's
that.
a
But if
totally
I'm
different
blatantly,
story.
but if we out here Cain enabling motherfuckers, guess what? Goodbye.
Yeah,
That and
that's what I'm saying.
I had to say that, whatever the case may be, because that's where we draw, that's where the line should be drawn. Troy Seabook said, I wish somebody would touch one of my kids. You're not making the court. Listen, so you got to make this, you got to be some things people are willing to sacrifice. Tasha also said children are over sexualized daily. I
Daily.
remember being a child and I couldn't wear black. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like that's how old I am. I couldn't wear black because it made me look mature. And
I
so
remember
and so
girls
to
couldn't wear short shorts when I
you
was a
couldn't
kid.
you absolutely could not unless you was an adult because it made you look sexy. And if I'm projecting sexuality, then I must be ready to engage sexuality even when
Hmm.
even when fucking no means no. You can't just take a motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and they do. It happens all the time. I'm not condoning any of this behavior in no way, shape, or form. Please acknowledge that. I'm just simply saying that even when no means no, like not as sort of, I'm just thinking about it. Well, you had on an outfit, so you made me again. I said it earlier. We can't talk about what somebody made you do. You have no self control. Yes, I expect you as a man, as quote unquote one of the quote unquote higher species, and I keep saying quote unquote because are we really one of the higher species that exist in this life? Yes, I expect you to have a certain level of self control. Yes, yes, it is not unreasonable respect for you to maintain and monitor how you engage in with respect. Don't get me wrong. I've seen some very handsome young men over the years. My loins didn't burn for them. I didn't want to hump on none of my friends' sons as children or as young adults. But there is a psychological you have the ability to mentally put into place a block that removes any of that. You know what I'm saying? Well, like I'm not about this like the same way you cannot be attracted to your homeboy, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? The same way you could not be
Hmm.
attracted to your homegirl. You can literally look at a person and be like, oh, how pretty, and not have your loins thrive for them. Get the hell out of here.
The thing that blows me so much is that like you don't know certain things is weird and wrong until like you get older, right?
Well, we know that, and that
Um.
depends on how because everybody's house is different. I understand that, but that's because
Hmm.
that's only that way because we're so fucking private about everything.
So I'm taking my 15. You don't know what's not normal until
Mm.
you get around people who tell you that it's not normal.
But that's what I'm saying is so that is because we've been so private in our lives all these years. What goes on in my
Hmm.
house stays in my house. What happens here
That.
stays here, and so we can't cross reference conversation or behaviors because you can't talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But if we were talking about it years ago, we would be a farther ahead on that shit. You know what I'm saying? No, that's not okay. And Uncle Kenny that's in the basement that can't nobody go. You can't even go in a basement. Uncle Kenny live at grandma's house because Uncle Kenny is grandma's son. And grandma don't want Uncle Kenny on the streets or in jail. But can't nobody go home. You can't be over there when Uncle Kenny is there because Uncle Kenny will do things that are inappropriate. Or Uncle Kenny,
Hmm.
and I'm using these names and I don't know these people. Okay, I don't have an Uncle Kenny. You know what I'm saying? None of my uncle's name is Kenny. But nonetheless, do you understand what I'm saying? Because of these types of behavior, because we were so private and so quiet and we were forced to not be able to say things and we could not speak up in these areas like something didn't feel right, but you can't tell nobody. You can't even tell your mama them because shit ain't cool. You be
They gonna
quiet.
get
Don't you
mad at
say
you.
that they'll get mad. What you mad for?
They gonna get mad. One of the things that I found really odd growing up. Well, I didn't find it odd until I got older. Was that there would be older dudes, there would be men that were older than me that would see these young girls my age and be like, "Man, I can't wait till she turn 18."
I can't wait till that's what I'm talking about. I ain't never seen no young boy and be like, I can't wait till he turn 18. I'm gonna tell you right now, Chris
I've
Brown.
heard
Oh, this here what I'm
I've
saying.
heard men.
I've heard it, men and women do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, let me tell you,
it's
Chris.
creepy.
Look, it's creepy as shit. Chris Brown, Usher, Trey Songs, they were all in their 20s, I think. Late Chris was a kid, so was Usher. I didn't even I wouldn't even listen to their music with a certain energy until they was over 30. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm like these are and that's the big difference in our age group. And I'm not that much older than Usher, but I'm still older than him. You get what I'm saying? And Usher is in his 40s. You get what I'm saying? And I still was like,
Hmm.
can somebody tell me when he turned 30? Because I'm not when he turned 18. And we ain't talking about how they were inducted into this quote unquote life of manhood in the industry. We're not going to even go there. We're not going to even go there because we already know what was going down. Again, would you say he said it happens in the industry? Just don't let it happen to you, right? Tasha, hold on 1 second, bro. One more thing.
I'm not in the store anymore. He was like, it happens to you don't get fucked. Make sure you don't get fucked. That's what he said.
Yeah, I saw the video. Hold on 1 second. Tasha Jones said, but it's normalized. Think about the sexy red mentality. It's women that let their children listen to the music and imagine yourself as a kid, and that's all you know. Let me just a comment on that. I couldn't listen to Tonight by Ready for the World. Girl, tonight. And my mom was like, "What the hell did you listen to? Turn that shit off right now." I'm like, "It's the song on the thing." Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Franklin Barnes chimed in and said, "Ask him if he still stop it. Fucks with his uncle, the pimp. Because if we can start talking about, because if we can start talking to our own family about the fuck shit they doing, then we can start change." Then that's so listen and exactly what you call it, facts. Tasha said facts, then she said broken bridges. Hold on 1 second. Broken villages. And then Troy said the problem is kids having kids. How are you going to be a parent when you're a child? That's no Troy, I'm sorry to offer some just a counteractive opinion on that, simply because grandma now, they was kids having kids. Okay. And children at that age, at that time, were having children. You understand what I'm saying? And so what are you telling me now that because society doesn't do that anymore, that's not a reason. We know what we ain't supposed to be doing. And don't get me wrong, if you create a safe environment, there were adults around. So it's not just the children, there were adults around. You know what I'm saying? Every generation has kids having kids. Exactly. There were adults around, and it was somebody that knew that James, I'm gonna say James them, didn't have no business buying and or marrying Lil Mary, because she was 13 and she got good childbearing. He was buying her so she could with the family trade off, whatever the case be. Y'all see The Color Purple? These are just examples of the moment. You understand what I'm saying? And that was a different time, and now we're talking now. You know what I'm saying? And as societal acceptances have not altered that much, a different time, Troy, it wasn't that long ago. You understand what I'm saying?
It wasn't that long ago. My mom was 16 when she had me. I promised my mom, I said, listen, I'm not gonna have a child until I'm almost 30. Do you know that in my family, I was literally like made fun of for not having a child?
Really? Yeah, I can understand that. I'm not accepting it, but I do believe that.
They was like, when you gonna have a baby? When you gonna make your mama a grandmama?
Listen, we used to get that when I was young. Patricia, you're not gonna have no kids for your mama. That was what is expected. Come on now.
I'm like, yo, like I'm young. I want to enjoy my life. I see my cousins and they stressed out. They got baby mama and baby daddy problems and shit. I don't want that shit. I don't want that for me. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm glad you didn't want that for yourself. And I'm thankful that you took the steps to not have that a part of your regular life, to do something different with it. You get what I'm saying? I'm excited that you did that. Everybody wasn't able. You know what I'm saying? And right now we talking about, and everybody is not able. Troy said, how many successful people do you know that have 5 kids by 18? You know what I'm saying? I don't know any people that have 5 kids by the age of 18. So I don't want to pretend that I can answer that question accordingly. I don't know them. You get what I'm saying? But I do know that at a certain time that we have to choose to do better. Like collectively, we got to make the choice to do better. And if we're not doing that,
one, elders have to be able and be willing to hear the generations behind them and the trauma that they caused.
no, that's now we asking for accountability. Look at the father. Now we asking for accountability because the truth of the
Right.
matter is,
So
it's okay to say I didn't know any better. How can I do better now? You get what I'm saying? I didn't know what the offset of that was. I made some bad choices. I'm sorry. How can we do better now? It ain't
exactly.
because it ain't never really too late to be better, to do better, to want better, to know better, to execute differently. It's not. You get what I'm saying? Like teach the lessons now, yo. There's a whole
Yeah.
generation of people that are come behind you. Take the time to share this is what should be, and this has got to be better.
But
You get what I'm saying?
but that's the thing though. That's the thing. It comes accountability comes with that because a lot of the elders are still here. If they can be like, you know what, I didn't do right by my sons and my daughters. I can at least do right by them now so that they can do right by their kids.
And now we're talking about again accountability. You get what I'm saying? Now we're
Right?
talking about again accountability and acceptance of this type of behavior that a lot of people are not willing to do. It's terrible. Tasha said, "Man, I only got one at 7. Okay, but we okay. I sow seeds in all the children that will listen and observe traditional lessons I can hand down." Franklin Barnes says it's not about old trauma. We have to hold ninjas accountable today. Absolutely. And then he says we could talk about history all day. That's exactly what we're saying. It's not about what was. We talk about right now, today. And you know what? It take a whole lot of grandmamas and a whole lot of grandpas to say, you know what? I fucked up. I didn't do good, and I didn't do right by y'all. Now you have young men, and I say young men, I mean men in their 30s, 20s and their 30s, and we're not even talking about that. But young men in their 20s and 30s saying, "Oh, now here we go with all this new labels and stuff, new labels and stuff." Absolutely, it's new labels and stuff because back in the day, it wasn't no name for sexist. It wasn't no name for, you get what I'm saying? Shit, it wasn't no name for autism back in the day. Now, why is it okay to label autistic behavior and not label you as a sexual fucking predator?
Exactly.
Don't do it. It's we there need to be a name for it. And now somebody is talking about it, coming up with the understanding of this is what's happening and this is what it looks like. Let's call it something so when we see it, we can be clear about what the definition of it is. Give it a definition. This is how society communicates. There are words and definitions, and these words are associated with behaviors and or labels. Accept it. I couldn't. I do. Tasha Jones said, "I'm not my son's friend. Even to date, mama. He grown, and I still won't cuss in my presence. Listen, I'm almost 50, and it might be a word of hell, damn, or ass, maybe. And even that I'm mindful of. And even when I say that, I'd be like, Mama, my apologies. It's a letter of respect, but we are talking about accountability. And what does that look like? Go
It
ahead.
all goes back to normalizing trauma, normalizing bad behavior, normalizing the wrong things in a community that historically has been abused and mismanaged and hurt and damaged. By telling people like, yo, we need to start holding these things accountable, holding people accountable and taking account of ourselves. There's nothing wrong with that. And if people think there are things that are wrong with that, then they got a problem. Like there's a problem. Like normalizing drugs and hypersexuality in music and then allowing children to listen to that.
So
and
listen,
that music don't affect you.
Normalize. Listen, I'm saying,
but
but
talks about doing Molly in person. You gonna start doing Molly in
listen
person.
though.
Why
So,
you
but
doing
hear me
everybody
out
else
though.
shit?
But hear me out. That has been a thing since day fucking one. Rockstar life, that drugs and alcohol all day. Okay. And I'm not offering it as an excuse. What I'm saying is that we accept it as a part of the music life. Like we play this shit and think it's okay. Like Tasha mentioned earlier, I wish I would walk into a room of kids listen to that motherfucking Sexy Red. I'm going off and I'm turning this shit off. It's parents out here, it's mothers out here that want their daughters talking about that shit. That want that I don't want I would never, and you can't be in my custody or in my care and know that I'm suggesting you to that. There has to be some type of some type of line drawn. And what's playing, not just what's played on the radio, just period. There has to be some type of line drawn. And we, as a culture and as a community, don't draw enough lines and offer consequences to that. Just like whatever is whatever. Because fuck that. No.
So talking about the Sexy Reds and the City Girls and all that, and then like I'm gonna make the statement, then I gotta pop off because I gotta go back on the floor.
Okay.
But there was a time in music where not that long ago, I'm talking about like maybe like 3, 4, 5 years ago, where like the music that was coming from young black men and young black women was hyper positive. It was really digging into like self-love and stuff like that. And then out of nowhere, you start seeing these groups, you know, and these artists where men were wearing dresses and, you know, but they're straight men and they're talking about doing drugs. And then you get the city girls that are doing the music they're doing. They talk about running up a bag and not caring about no men and not caring about themselves. And then you get the Sexy Reds who legitimately are proud that they didn't have several STIs. And they speak about it proudly like it's a badge of honor, right? So all that, like somebody needed to come and be like, yo, this is not okay. This is not what I want to be listening to. But because the person is famous, they accept it. And we have to be taught as a people, like just because somebody's famous, we don't need to accept the BS that they're pushing.
Well, I don't disagree with you at all. And I think it's a whole generation of people that just accept shit for popularity and don't need to, that and are afraid to say we don't want that over here. It should be a not just a community. It should be a level of get that shit out of here. That's just unprecedented in our community. And this is what I'm talking about: setting standards, putting active, severe consequences in place so that people know this is judgment for that around here, fam. It's consequences around here. No, you can't shoot up Titi them house because you mad at Lil Craig. No, the fuck you can't. And if you do, we coming to see you. But again, my name is Patrice Green, and I believe in Annihilation Island. I believe you should gather these little motherfuckers who think like that and get them opportunities. You got one choice. We're gonna gather you all in this little space, and you got one chance. You either in or you out. Man, you can't tell me what. Good night, sir, ma'am. Good night. Is that gonna offset the population? Absolutely. But that now you got choices that are being made. You making a choice, and it's not somebody else making a choice. This is how we trying to live over here. That shit is unacceptable over here. This shit is not acceptable over here. You in or not? You in or not? Man, you can't tell me. Okay, good night, sir, ma'am.
Good night.
Thank you for calling in, Prince. I appreciate you.
All right. I appreciate you too. All right, I got to get back on this floor.
Listen, we need to connect because I need to talk about the 1-2 thing that we talked about. I need the stuff. You supposed to call me last week.
Oh, I was supposed to call you last week. My apologies. I'll call you today when I get off of work. I get off at 7:30.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, I'll holler.
Okay, bye. Shout out to Prince Dan for calling in. Live with JustPatrice, BlogRadio.com is officially in the building. Shout out to everybody that's coming. This is some dope ass conversation. I appreciate y'all. We talking about accountability and what we can be doing as a community to offset some of this stuff. If you want to call in, you're welcome to do so. 414-885-4739. That's area code 414-885-4739. Everett Gransberry said, my daughter is a PhD with 4 beautiful children. Although she is doing well, I can see the economic impact that many kids can have on you no matter what. Listen, let me see right here where we at. Scrolling through. Let me get all my stuff together here. Troy Seabrook said, I'm 52 and I would never cuss in front of my elders. It's called respect. My kids are 18 through 28. They already know we not doing that. I'm your best friend, but I'm your daddy first. Tasha Jones said, think about it. That music, singing it over and over. What's his name? Sean Kingston we can go have fun, or where's the killers get hung. Shorty, I will take you there. Listen, I can't play these games. Hold on a second, Tosh. Let me see. They know what they're doing by killing black conscious music and the neo soul, eradicate black love. And neo soul eradicate black love and the strength of unity through the music. That's the only way a white person can sneak in a black home unannounced. Think about it. Listen, I'm not even tripping on that. I do understand that, but I'm just saying like there's no, and this is my idea of accountability. You understand what I'm saying? And we cut it off. You said it earlier. What happened to the village? You can't You can't come to my house. You and or your kids can't come to my house and listen to that bullshit. I'm not going to encourage it. And if I'm your kids TT, or I care about your children and we are together, and now I'm a part of life. Guess what your kids ain't listening to in my presence. Now I don't want to hear when my mama said I don't get no fuck. If your mama said that, I tell your mama, not today. There needs to be active accountability and active consequences in our community. And it's just not enough of that. Don't do that. Do more of this. You can't tell me nothing. I'm grown. You right. I can't tell you what to do nothing over there, but coming over here, you can't do that shit. It ain't welcome over here. And you can't come through here with that. And now we need to hold our friends and our in their counterparts accountable for that. And we are just not doing enough of that. It's not, like, straight up. No sir, no ma'am. You cannot. No sir, no ma'am. You are not welcome. No sir, no ma'am. That is unacceptable. We holding on, trying to hold Ray Ray and them so he don't get in trouble. We hiding. That's TT only son left. Listen, Ray Ray need his little ass whooped. We don't want to beat our children. No, we don't want to beat them. But there's when I say ass whoop, there's other way than physical abuse to put somebody in line. Consequences. If you do that, guess what the fuck is going to happen? Somebody is on deck to hold you accountable for that. No, you can't steal grandma's car and expect them to happen. Where's Uncle Ken? Where's Uncle Al? Where somebody need to be on deck? And this is what I'm talking about: lack of accountability. And you have to be willing to pull that card. And the truth of the matter is, there are some instances, and somebody, I know that's gonna piss people off, but I don't care, yo. There are some incidents where we are dealing with sociopaths. Okay. We're talking a strong chemical imbalance. And they just don't belong in this community. But you can't just kill somebody because they got a mental disorder. What if the mental disorder is for them to cause hurt, harm, or danger? Get the fuck out of here. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you had a child, you wanted to have your child anyway, as you were told that there was going to be some differences in your child, that's totally fine. And we are not talking about cerebral palsy. We are not talking about what is that called? Autism. We are not talking about Down syndrome. We are talking seriously about chemical imbalances that eliminate your ability to be socially functional. Mother, you can't be here. You can't control it. You can't be responsible as a parent to be mindful and or offer adequate consequence because you got to work too much. You got too much job. And society wasn't, and I didn't have to do all this job and these work to pay all these bills. None of us want to do work and pay all the bills. It's so much bigger than that. It's so much bigger than that. If you have created a scenario where you so embarrassed that you can't say, I messed up, I subjected my child to, or I didn't teach them, I failed to follow through because I was so mad at my parents for not allowing me, that I didn't hold consequences, I didn't put expectations, no boundaries. We as people need to learn that there are those things that need to happen. There need to be boundaries. There need to be offset expectations. You cannot just do whatever the hell you want to anybody you want to do it to. That don't even make no sense. Like how you cannot. Now, mind you, if it's not causing hurt, harm, or danger, then there's room for compromise. But when something is causing hurt, harm, or danger, it needs to be, excuse me, it needs to be eliminated immediately. Immediately, like a cancer in your body, immediately eliminated. We don't walk around with splinters. A little piece of wood that disrupt the functionality of your hand, your walk, your arm, you get rid of that shit. This motherfucker is taking lives. Taking lives, causing destruction and disruption to the sound, the sound, like the sound quality of life to other people, and you want them to still be in existence? The fuck out of here. This not your child. You can't just say, you right, I can't. Would you like to join them? Would you like to have your own community? You can go live in the football stadium as well, away from everything and everybody. And then when they burn this bitch down, you can go too. There needs to be a level of consequence that incites change, and there is none. Man, ain't nothing gonna happen to me. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't nothing gonna happen to you because your grandma, your mom, your aunt, your uncle, whatever, are gonna try to hide you like a dumbass. Your son, daughter, niece, nephew, cousin, whatever, out here being a whole murderer because they throwing tantrums, having wholehearted ass fits because you either stepped on you or somebody got more money than you. Get the fuck out of here. And we are condoning this behavior every day that we don't say, not here, sir. You are not welcome here. And we're not talking about this raggedy ass justice system that leaves room for them to move in that capacity. There's a raggedy ass justice system that says they will offer no punishment because they want you to kill all of them. They want them to kill all of you, yo. They want that to be the thing. There need to be major law changes. Major law changes. Laws should change as adjustment with the communities. Not just the community, but as times have changed, there need to be law adjustment immediately. They still trying to, in that they worried about who can have the most money. Fuck this bread, yo. We got to live. We trying to have as much money as we can. You want to live in nice things and be here in nice stuff, whatever the case may be. You get robbed too. And you're not excluded from being robbed. As a matter of fact, you probably gonna get hit worse. Don't let the people who have tapped into these computers and get a hold of your shit. It's over, yo. It's over. But the level of "are you kidding me" is so heavy and so high around these parts. It's crazy. We have to teach against the bull. We do, but there's none of that. Everybody's so adequate or so adamant. You okay, Chase? Thank you. Everybody's so adamant about not getting involved. Hands up. It's not me. It's not mine. I don't. What can I say about that? It's not my problem. It's your problem. It's your problem. Is your what's the word I'm looking for? Is your sociopath child registered in high school? Excuse me, elementary. Your sociopath child is fascinated with killing animals and may eventually test on people. Are they involved or connected to other people? Are they going to be engaging with other people? If they are, then guess what? It's your problem, yo. You birthed this child. You birthed this situation. You are responsible for that. You are responsible to monitor that. You can't. Yes, and if you are just as effed up, then your parents were responsible for monitoring you. Your grandparents, your uncle, them. Let's just say your mom passed at birth and your dad was never there. Dad is responsible for that. But again, I also believe in immediate, like a part of the birthing process is determining paternity. A part of the birthing process is determining paternity. And I'm going to say this again, with the exception of the opportunities that a woman has been taken And I say taken, I mean molested without knowledge. Like if she was sexually assaulted by someone she does not know and has no contact with. You understand what I'm saying? That's the only way you can't determine paternity. But if a raggedy ass father, uncle, friend of the daddy, brother, cousin, whoever has raped or taken this child or other adult, because it ain't just children, you've taken this woman's body for your own to do what you want to with and caused her harm. Guess who's responsible? Guess who need to be accountable? And I know the hard part of that is there's a level of embarrassment that comes. I understand that completely. And I know that some things we just cannot face. I understand that. But as we are just unable to face some of that, we have made it so that that person, that whomever that is now free to think that they can get away with some shit. I know it's not easy, and I'm not saying that everybody got to, but if we could, that would be great. If the possibility existed that we can call them shits to the table, it would be awesome. I understand that it's not easy, and I understand that it probably ain't gonna happen for everybody because this shit is not easy. It's harmful. It's emotionally damaging. There's loss of a relationship that come along with that, and anybody that is victim blaming, fuck y'all. I stand on that. This is again Patrice saying what I'm saying. I said what I said, with the exception of being taken against your will and you don't know who it is, man, mandatory paternity all day. Motherfucker, you was on deck. Man, I don't know what the fuck you supposed to do. You're supposed to keep your seed to yourself, nigga. Keep your seed to yourself. Stop running around humping on everything and everybody in hopes that you don't get caught. And then when you do, you think you could just walk away from responsibility. Who do that? It happens all the time. I'm aware. And as long as we continue to allow it, it will continue to happen. Troy said, we need to get back to the 1970s blocks where everyone on the block took care of each other. And if you wasn't part of positive things, and if you wasn't part of the positive things, the block pushed you on. There were men and women, mostly women, who controlled the block. The men handled any problems. Listen. Even before we get to the block, like right now in your house, accountability, right now in your house, consequence, right now, like today, right now. You got a son that's out here stealing cars, but you don't want your son to go to jail. There's a public system that is encouraging your child to stay where he is, to stay engaged in the activities that he is, and is going to allow them to stay on these streets. There is a system that is not going to hold your child accountable because they don't feel like it. Otherwise, the same system is holding somebody else's child less accountable than they are holding your son. And guess who's responsible for that? You are. It ain't okay, yo, Chase. Who's accountable for that? Who's responsible for that? We already know that this justice system don't give no fucks about us, not collectively. There might be some moments and some people in place that say, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to allow this. We've got to do better. There's somebody somewhere that's saying it, but it ain't enough. It's not enough for those voices. It's not enough for that to be accountable. It needs to happen at the basic level in your home. Jason, you know you had sex with that girl and that baby is yours. Go be a father. Andre, you know that Tina's baby is possibly yours. Go be a father. Pick up the responsibility for what that looks like, sir. Man, she won't let me. She won't let me ass up. It's possibilities to get it done. You should have never done the thing that you have done. She didn't forgive me. She did not forgive you because you was a whole bitch ass nigga. And now she's supposed to say what? Man, I'm not trying to. Don't get me wrong. It's not all drama. Don't get me wrong. On the other side of the table, I do know that there are some women who won't allow. But we're not talking about the level of I won't allow compared to the level of, man, that ain't me, yo. Man, I ain't ready. I ain't doing that, yo. Man, the level of birth control in our community should be at an all-time high. And I'm not talking about just condoms. Y'all want to put all that other chemical shit in your bodies. Knock yourself out, yo. You wanna stop your eggs from producing. And I'm gonna say this all the time. I said this before, and people don't necessarily agree with me. Whatever it is, ladies, women, do you hear me? This is your body. And except for the time that someone had the fucking audacity to take you in any capacity, you are responsible for what happens in here. He can't do nothing about you not getting pregnant. That's on you. Don't do it. Don't do it. Be mindful, be responsible for the birth, the responsibility that you have. Like, this yo shit. Like, we are responsible for bringing life into this world unless you are taken. You control. And even then, you don't have to. You don't have to. I know there's some big decisions to be made, but up until that moment, shut it down, fam. Be mindful. Be mindful. You know what I'm saying? And gentlemen, you raggedy ass motherfuckers, stop spreading your semen around like it's peanut butter. Stop it. Man, you gave her your seed. You just gave it away. And then you got mad because she didn't do what you wanted her to do with it. You gave it away. Once you disband the spell of it, once you get it out your body, it ain't yours no more, yo. When I say it's not yours no more, I mean you don't have control over what is done with it. But then you become responsible still for what you did with it. It's crazy. It's crazy. I know, y'all. Here we go. It's bananas.
Call from
Tarsha.
Thank you for logging on to blowradio.com. You are officially live with Patrice. Welcome to Monday. Max, who I'm speaking to, please.
Hey, Patrice, this is Tarsha.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay, I'm at work. I'm trying to sneak in and say this real quick because it was too much to type.
Come on.
One of the problems is, you remember when the government came up and told the kids, dial 911 on their parents if they get disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the PWKs, they was like, that they ain't want to deal with that, then so they started letting their kids do whatever. Because I got 5 of them, 1 girl, 4 boys. My youngest son is now 28. When he was in school at Cass, they told him that shit. And I went up to the school and told the principal, well, you go ahead and call the police because I will be whooping his ass, period. And she was like, Miss Arthur, I got a room for you to take him into. And it was some parents up there. They were like, well, I don't want to deal with that because then you got to go to court and this and that. I'm like, no, it ain't no kid I'm taking care of going to be able to tell me what they going to do, when they going to come in. And all. No, that ain't happening. And
you're right. And
it worked.
And I believe that wholeheartedly. Thank you for sharing. And I'm just saying, if you don't want to physically cause harm to your children, it's other consequences, fam, that can be put on deck. It's ways to do it. And I'm just trying to say there needs to be punishment. And I do mean that for certain behaviors. You cannot, the consequences are necessary.
Exactly, because if you go to jail, like I told my kids, them correction officers go do way more.
Mhm.
So get out of here. And then I also let them know, I said, they making that sound clever to you guys, but they not letting you know that they'll take you out the house, put you in foster care. Now, I'm not saying all foster homes are bad, but I done heard too many horror stories to know that you'll get into one where they beating you, starving you, and raping you. They ain't telling y'all that story.
That's very facts. Very, very much facts.
And okay, now I gotta get off.
Okay, thank you for calling. I appreciate you.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Listen, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all call in 414-885-4739. Blowradio.com. Officially in the building. It's your girl, JustPatrice, live with JustPatrice. Welcome to Monday. We having this conversation. This type of topics I've been going, this type of conversation I've been going to have. Y'all come on in, call me, talk to me. That's what I'm talking about. 414-885-4739. The number is there. The line is open. And I welcome y'all to join the conversation. Tasha Jones said, butt and pocket deodorant. You so crazy. Child, don't nothing go in there. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? Agreed. Men need to understand what you're doing counts. You ain't about shit, but just out here making babies that you can't pay for. What kind of shit is that? It's facts. Troy said, love you. Love this. Listen, love you too, Troy. I appreciate that. Listen. And I somebody said comparing peanut butter to semen is wild. It's facts. Like it's that when you don't care about it. I mean, nobody fucking care about peanut butter unless you're allergic to it, right? They just don't care. And I mean, it's just facts. It's something that you just out here just giving away freely, just giving away freely. Mhm. Out here just giving it away freely. We got to do better with our choices. You get what I'm saying? We have to do better with our choices. We have to do better about the season, the things that we do. And I'm telling y'all, gentlemen. You hear me? You hear me? That's your livelihood. Back in the day, like we were talking about it over and over again. I know we said this before, but back in the day, like that's the crown jewels. You know what I'm saying? The crown jewels, the most valuable thing that a king owned was his seed and the ability for his family to maintain control. If he died, and there was no one to continue his legacy, then guess what? It's over. All his people, the family is gone. You understand what I'm saying? All his wealth and on everything that he done up until this point, over for nothing. Done and done. You know what I'm saying? You build relationship, you join families by what? Thank you, Chase. By what? By what? Giving nice, strong heirs, right? So your seed is valuable. You told me dropping your babies off in anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like when you went out to when the kings went out to the quote unquote whorehouses, you know what I'm saying? They had to be mindful of dropping a quote unquote seed off anywhere because what? Do we want the bastard child showing up and becoming royalty, showing up and taking on responsibility, taking over the kingdom? That's not what they wanted. Nah. No, we got to be mindful where this man, you need a woman to drop all that in because she need to be able to hold on to, maintain, make accessible, where we want to call it. You know what I'm saying? And that was the thing. And now and these women out here, they not worth nothing because you done humped on everybody up until this point, and now you want to date. Now you want to settle down at an older age, and you want to be older and have the young women don't want to take care of your geriatric ass, and older women can't give you the seed that you need. Sir, make the decision. Teach your children, teach your sons to make the decision earlier on. Mandatory paternity all day. Stand by at 130%. Mandatory. And if you on that, this your seed, guess what you gotta do? Guess what you gotta do? Grow up, yo. Grow up. That's what you got to do. You got to grow up and be responsible for the things that you got going on. Shout out to everybody that's chiming in on Instagram as well. Shout out to Payday. Shout out to Juicy. Shout out to DTTS. What's happening, y'all? How y'all doing? I see y'all having a good conversation over there. I appreciate y'all. Listen, all the things, it's something to be said, yo. It's something to be said about accountability. There's something to be said about it. Troy said, generational wealth. We forgot what this means. My kids got land that will always be theirs. Invest in family. You understand what I'm saying? This gonna always be there if they, as long as they take care of it like they're supposed to. You get what I'm saying? And as long as they give seed to give seed to give seed. Like, this is the thing. This is how generations and generations and generations of greatness is formed. You understand what I'm saying? And now we all about pleasure. I'm not tripping on nobody trying to have a good time. Just stop doing so fucking carelessly. I mean, this, we're not talking about so far and long ago that making these corrections are not possible. It's literally a sleight of hand, a change in behavior, different choices to be made. It's not that difficult. And if you don't have, yes, we expect that kind of fucking self-control. Yes, we expect that kind of self-control. Yes, we expect you to make those type of decisions. You, quote unquote, you're supposed to have dominion over all, sir. You have dominion over these nuts. Get it together. Get it together. Somebody is counting on you to have it together. Shit, you are counting on you to have it together. Gotta do better, yo. Got to do better. Got to do better. And if you're not gonna do better, guess what's gonna happen? Get what's gonna happen? All the things. Guess what's gonna happen? Well, this is happening right now. And don't get me wrong, the people say, one of my homeboys sent me inbox the other day and was telling me how terrible we as women have been overruled. Trying to take care of everything, trying to take everything. Listen, we can how life and all the things associated with life and everything that we are involved with is ruined because of the responsibility of women. And I paused for a moment, just long enough so I could say to him, if we wasn't having to do your jobs, we can't do your job and my job at the same fucking time. Something is going to be slacking. Something is going to be lacking. And it is your responsibility to just do your fucking job. Learn what that is. Learn your jobs. Do your jobs. And then we don't have to do our job and your job and then be held accountable for everything. Well, then somebody immediately mentions, man, y'all sold us out for welfare. Stop talking in cliches. We talking about right now, G. Right now. Where are you holding on to your accountability? What are you doing? That's responsibility. What are you doing? What's happening? Somebody come get Chase. Troy said, when I stopped drinking for 2 years, I had an extra $40,000 and that money got invested in my kids. I'm not trying to be part of the Joneses. I'm part of the Seabrook clan. Sacrifice is important. Listen, son, I'm about to put you down. Okay? If you don't stop, I'm about to put you down. I know he be wanting some of my attention. We can't get it while I'm working. I'm just saying. I don't want to leave you at home and put you in a little cage. You gotta hold on, fam. Mm-mm-mm. Let me see. Trying to get all this stuff together. I'm just saying. Shout out to Calm Wellness Services for allowing us to be in this beautiful facility. If you'd like to know more about our massage services or sound therapy services, please feel free to give us a call 414 909-2488, or just visit me on the website. Welcome. That's welcome, like WELKALM.com. Welcome.com, right? I can't wait for this season to come. The season is changing, and now we have to focus on some of the things that are going to be great here at the facility. And so just make sure you jump on the website and figure out what that looks like for us collectively. Okay, okay. I'm just saying, damn. Does calm accept FSA? Listen, let me tell you about FSA. Okay. I don't have a problem with it. We'll run it. If it does not work, we will create a special spending account for medical. Yes, ma'am. If we run your car and it does not take, I will very much so create an invoice for you, and then you can submit it for reimbursement. Absolutely. I don't have no problem with giving you the invoice that you need for reimbursement. I think it's the FSA and then HSA as well. So it's two of them: flex spending account and then the HSA as well. Same thing. She said, "Look at the law." Absolutely, we will. I don't have no problem with that. As a matter of fact, if you want and you know that if the car won't accept immediately when you go online to try to book your appointment, and make the deposit, which is a $25 deposit to reserve your slot for services. If you go online, you try to use the card and cannot use the card, inbox me, call me. And what we will do is we will create the account, we will create the invoice immediately. You get what I'm saying? And then we'll go from there. So you can get reimbursed. I'm all for it, because why not? Why not? If the insurance company would be more, what's the word I'm looking for? If the insurance company were more proactive in responding, I would be able to take insurance by now. But I have been trying to reach a couple of insurance companies to set up applications to go through the process, and it's such a tedious thing. I would love to be able to take insurance. I'm not excited about the billing process because I heard about it. You know what I'm saying? But I figured like this opportunity to do it. She says, "Does COM accept FSA flex spending card for medical?" And then I answered that question. She said, "All them black dollars should come to y'all, baby. I want them. I want them. I sure will. It takes time. That's okay. Get that bread. I'm working on it, G. Just so we know, I'm working on it." Yes, I would love very much to also be able to accept insurance. I know it's a headache, but I'm willing to do it because I know a lot of people it would benefit from that. Like, massage is a medical treatment. It should immediately be tapped right in, and it is either considered complimentary or alternative medicine, and your card or your benefits will say that it takes care of complimentary or alternative medicines. And if it does not, then talk to your insurance company directly and let them know what you're trying to do. And I bet that they will tell you this is how you get it done. Hmm. Who y'all had me fired up today? Y'all have me fired up, fired up. The more people you get to complete the process, they will accept the application for insurance. Just build that track record. I'll start. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you. I have a couple clients that use their HSA or their FSA accounts. And I had to tell them to look at the account because they didn't know that they could use it. I'm like, yeah, we are built so that if you look at my occupancy license, it's a medical facility. My insurance says the same thing. Come on, Tosh, let me get these hands to work for you one time. They work a little bit. Troy, come on in. I'd love to have you come through. Being a part of your wellness journey is an exciting thing for me. Like, I love doing this work. I love getting it all together. Like, this is my juice. You know what I'm saying? And working with a partner who is so dedicated to really learning her craft as well is very exciting too. She said, "Amen. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Will he is? Yes, yes, indeed." Listen, I love this conversation. Y'all are really on deck. Y'all are absolutely on deck. Everybody that's chiming in. If you are watching from, let me see where y'all at. Some of y'all on the blowradio.com group, some of y'all live with JustPatrice, some of y'all on my personal page. Oh, somebody is logged on to YouTube. Hey y'all, I love it. I love it. Hey YouTube watcher. I love that. Let me see. Let me see if there's anybody on the Instagram from here. Can I say, oh, hey y'all. Oh, exciting. I'm excited. I'm sorry, I love it. Oh, look at that. Yes, it's been a good time. Come on, y'all. I'm loving it. I appreciate it. Again, we are in the middle of what's the 11th, so it's almost the middle of the month for Women's History. And we talk about all the things. Do you still make the special lotion? Hold on, Facebook user. Everett Gransbury says, Sister Patrice, I have to take issue with the brother who made a statement about sisters selling men out to the welfare system. In the early 80s, Wisconsin charged its changes policies to allow for fathers to be part of their families. I know that to be true because I help write the policy. Do put that on. So don't do put that on. I mean, he meant don't put that on sister. Manage your responsibility. Absolutely. Who asking about my special creams? Yes, I still make the CBD. I just looked at my stuff and it's like, I've been doing this for like 5 years. It's crazy. I didn't even realize how long I had been making the CBD JPA elevated. If you look here on the screen, let me just go right to there. See that right there on the screen? JPA elevated. Yes, I still make body butters. Yes, I still make the oil. Very much so, and is available here on the shelves at Calm Wellness Services. You are invited to come and join. Come and purchase them if you'd like to know. We're Oh, hey Tasha. Yes, I do still make them. Yes, I use them when I do my services. Like all of my services, I use the body butter and the oil. Unless I have a client that says that they don't want CBD infused, then I make the body butter and the oil that is uninfused as well. But yeah, so I make my own oil and I make my own body butter. Let me see. Gotta go get an appraisal. Keep doing you. Love it. Oh, thank you, Troy. Appreciate you. Stay tuned. I got some plans coming up for my birthday, and I'd love for you to be there. That would be awesome. I'll share that with you soon when it comes up. Let me see. Keep telling y'all it's all in the Monique and the report. Yes, it is. So what Calm doing July 20th? Let's see. Let me see. Let me look at my books. What's happening July 20th, sis? Is that your birthday? Or is it something else happening that I need to be made aware of? Let's see, July 20th. That is a Saturday. Look like my books is open. So tell me. I love y'all. I love when the conversation be this exhilarating and I'll be all excited about it. I'm gonna play my little my post for y'all one more time because I feel like it just need to be reminded. We need to be reminded of how amazing we are. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, let me see what that look like. Yeah, there it is. Listen, so I'm Devon be so proud. I almost got my tablet down. Think this. I'm gonna play this for y'all one more time today while we prepping Beauty and Wellness Showcase at Milwaukee County Zoo. Hit me up. Hit me up. I would like to know about it. Please send me the link. I definitely will be part of that. I would be. It's far enough in advance to know. Thank you so much, Tasha. I appreciate that. Here we go, y'all. I'm gonna play this for y'all again because I just feel like after the conversation that we just had, this is necessary. Come on, Indy Irene. Hey. And if you knew my grandma, hey, you'd understand why. Hey. Uh-huh. Hey, 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 that way. Hey, let's go, y'all. Knew my grandmother. Hey, sing now. I'm gonna play it again at the end of the show because I just feel like y'all we needed to hear that. Like I needed to hear that. It made me feel inspired. I feel like there's a fire in my spirit when I hear that, and I feel like somebody else can be encouraged by that too. Shout out to NDRE. Shout out to let me read the name of the app, the Black Media on Instagram. And as they're closing out their Black History Month, that this is the clip that they posted, and I wanted to make sure that I shared it with you guys. Listen, bomb, 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 bomb. Ooh, I don't know. How do you not be invigorated to do all the things? Like I feel like my spirit is saying, I was made to do this. We're gonna be okay, y'all. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna keep pressing. We're gonna make all the changes that we need to make. We're gonna set the boundaries. We're gonna put the consequences in place. We're gonna set expectations high. Because when you have this kind of greatness in your spirit, like it just like everything and everybody is working to tear you down. Come on, man. It's a thing. You are a thing. You are a whole vibe. And you need to know that. Like you need to know it. And sometimes we just need to be reminded over and over again. And it don't matter. That's why they make mantras. That's what they do. Daily affirmations, hourly affirmations. Remind yourself all the time, I am greatness. I am amazing. I am spectacular. I am smart. I am creative. I am loving. I am spirited. All the things. Tell yourself over and over again. I'm talented. I can do all this work. I can get all this work done. And it doesn't have to be outside of our box. I can do it. I was created to do it. I believe in my ability to be able to do it. I believe in your ability to be able to do it. And what that looks like is magnificence. You understand what I'm saying? Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's go. Oh, you need to hear Killer Mike. Yes, the entire album is the truth. Send it to me. Send it to me. You already sent me a link. You already know I'm down for it. I want to hear things that encourage, that inspire. You get what I'm saying? Like right now, we are on time number 3 watching Don't Ban Me. Of course, D-Rock is playing in the background, and I'd like to take my picture so people know that I'll be jacking because every time I do the show, every time you see me broadcasting live from here or anywhere else for that matter, and I got more than one TV on deck, guess what's gonna happen? I got more than one internet access on that. Guess what's gonna happen? Why not? Why not support my brother? Why not walk in this type of dopeness and in honoring him who he is? You know what I'm saying? Like we have to be reminded and encouraged and uplifted. You get what I'm saying? And it's okay. You would need a private moment with the album. I would definitely send it. Say less. I'm all for that. I got time. I'm gonna make some time. I love it. So I'm an audio listener. I'm an audio reader. So I listen and I'm always listening to audiobooks, audibles. I like to listen and move and stay focused so it'll just resonate, or listen while I'm sleeping so it'll resonate in my heart, like my subconscious. You know what I mean? And understanding who we are. Like it is a pleasure to be able to be on this side of wellness. It's a pleasure to be on this side of understanding that we got a lot of work to do, but we doing the work, yo. We're actually doing the work to put it all into play. You know what I'm saying? It's coming through, yo. It's coming through. Thank you very much for that touch. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? And sometimes you just need to be reminded. What is that? Let me see. Let me see. Yeah. And sometimes we just need to be reminded. And I'm not saying sometimes, we always need to be reminded. Don't ever let that, like we some people reminded on our face, you were slaves, you were broken, you was messed up, you made bad decisions. You get reminded of that shit all the time. all the time how messed up you are and how effed up you done made decision and how we need to do this and what we need to do that. We can also celebrate the things that you've done, yo. You get what I'm saying? We can we talk about all the great inventions that we made, all the awesome um all the awesome like tangible shits that we've made possible and how we made life easier for those that have come after us. Every day you get up, like it's in your veins. Somebody said it earlier that this type of distress, this type of abuse is just in your DNA. That trauma, whew, to be reminded every day, all the time, you are beautiful, you are handsome, you are strong, you are creative. You know what I'm saying? There are better choices to be made than that bullshit. You don't have to do that. You can rise above that. You don't have to let some, you're not competing with these people and they are not trying to compete with you. Settle down, son. Settle down, ma'am, daughter. Do your best part. Show up as your best self all the time, as much as you can. And when you can't, give yourself grace to show up as best as you're able. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the best you're able means sleep. And let me just roll over and get back to it tomorrow because you don't want to show up all messed up. You understand what I'm saying? Every day, remind yourself how appreciative of this life you have to be for all the things that you've accomplished. I don't care if your only accomplishment is that you woke up. Hey, I woke up today. And today I took a couple of deep extra breaths. And today I didn't make the phone call that could have caused drama between me and such and such. And today I didn't, or today I did. And today, honor that every moment you can. Every moment that you can. Live Milwaukee, Live Milwaukee said, that's the key. What we're building for and what we're attempting to save is not for us, it's for the children of the future. Listen, and the people that came before you may not have made the pathway as smooth as possible. Learn from that. Learn from that and try to smooth out more, take off more rocks that you can for the people that's got to come behind you, because somebody is coming behind you. Somebody is going to walk in your footsteps. Somebody is counting on your experiences. Somebody is counting on you. And you may not get it right 110%. That's okay. You don't have to be perfect, but just don't quit trying. And don't quit trying means get the help that you need. You know, if you need psychological assistance, you know you ain't right. If something ain't right with you, if you making decisions and it looks so different outside of everybody else, let's talk about what that look like. Maybe it's not me that need to get assistance. Sometimes you got to get help to realize that it wasn't you that needed the help. Sometimes you got to go get help to realize it's not you that need the help. You understand what I'm saying? Or you need to learn how to help somebody else. Sometimes you got to take the extra steps. Why it's got to be me? Because it's you, yo. This your job. This your job. This is what you was made to do. This is why you were created. This is what you were here for. Because this is your job. Shout out to Payday. Shout out to let me see. Adult Public Health Pod. I see you right there. Shout out to Vante. What's going on, baby boy? How you doing? Sometimes it's your job. Like, why it's gotta be me? Because that's why you're here, yo. Because it's greater than that. Can you enjoy life while you're here? Of course you can. But you still got responsibilities to do. Do the job. Do the job. Do the job. Do the job, yo. Give yourself the same grace and mercy that you handed out to other people. Be understanding to you also. Embrace yourself in the same kind of love and expectation of comfort that you're trying to get from and give to other people. Give it to you. Don't forget that consequences help to set boundaries. If you do this and this happens, if you do this and that happens, It's going to determine whether or not you do it again. If you do that and then this happens, it's going to determine whether or not it's done again. If you do it and nothing happens, guess what, yo? I'm going to keep doing it. If I'm doing that and it's causing hurt, harm, or danger, and I don't get no fuck whether the hurt, harm, or danger is not the priority, there has to be a consequence. That is that one that I want to avoid. One that's going to help me understand what the detriment looks like for me. And there needs to be that happening. You understand what I'm saying? It needs to be that happening. And if it's not, like, with your kids, they don't care about that goddamn game. And we're not talking about giving them consequences at the age of 12, at age of 15. Start when they are young to understand that you can do this and you can't do that. You should do this and you shouldn't do that. You have to start that early on in life, yo. Early on in life. And if you don't, guess what's going to happen? They're going to feel like, oh, I've been doing this shit all my life. It ain't nothing ever happened. Why it's going to happen now? Why should I be worried about it now? Because there are consequences. If it wasn't consequences before, and you're trying to figure out what that is and what that looks like, guess what you should do? Guess what? You got to ask questions. You got to put things in place. If it wasn't, I didn't get in trouble before. Was it because nobody said anything to you, or because there was no consequence to be had? It wasn't that big of a deal then, and now it's more of a deal because situations change. So should our laws. So should the rules of engagement. When situations change, we have to be accountable and responsible for that. What does that look like? How are we moving? And I'm going to tell you this. I said this before. Dear women, there is a foundation of existence in our lives that require both of us in our species. Male and female, we are required. There are jobs to do. If your partner puts down their side of the house and you do the same, there's no foundation. It ain't easy just holding up the house on one side or adjusting your body and your responsibility and all the things that come along with to fit in the middle, so that the middle part, in the middle, there's odd balance. You know what I'm saying? You got house on this side, all these things going on. And then this side, so now look, the house is falling, right? The house is falling. And so you shift this way, and guess what happens? It's teetering. There's no good balance on that, but it's not falling. Don't walk away from your responsibility, sis. Don't get mad because ain't nobody patting you on the back and telling you you gotta do this and you gotta do this and you should have did this and you should have did that. I should have did a lot of things. And I got to make better choices along the way. And I have to make better choices along the way. What does that look like? What do those better choices look like? We got to be on deck, yo. We got to be on deck. As a woman, we were created to do so much more than we give ourselves credit for. And of course, people who are trying to keep you down, don't do that. People who are trying to keep you down are going to tell you, no, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. Is that the only way? Is that your only resource of affirming? Wake up every day and remind yourself. Remind your sister. Remind your cousin. Remind your auntie. Remind your mom. If no other time during this particular month is Women's History Month, tell her you are great. You are magnificent. You are powerful. You are creative. You are strong. You are spirited. You are smart. You are beautiful. You are talented. You have all kinds of ideas. You are unstoppable. You are fearless. And even when you are afraid, you will still have the strength to push through. You can be better. You can do better. You can do more. You can be more as long as you are willing to do the fucking work. Because sometimes it ain't just a wake up and it's all good. Sometimes you got to do all the stuff to get on deck. And we don't want to. We tired. I'm tired. I'm tired in advance. I'll be tired every morning. I wake up and I be like, oh, I'm still here. Because we got shit to do. Come here. Because we got things to do. And what does that look like? Where does that put us? And what position does that put you in? How do you make better for that? How do you make better for your children, for your children's children? This is not just about the existence that you have right now. We are basking in the aftermath of our generations, of the generations of the ancestors to come before us. We are basking in the aftermath of the generations and the ancestors that have come before us. And your children and your grandchildren will bask in the aftermath of you. What is that going to look like? I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for being here with me today. Thank y'all for hanging out. This is how we do every Monday, 1 to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. So glad to have y'all joining me as we are celebrating Women's History Month. Thank y'all for the input. Thank you for feeling and feeding and connecting with me. I appreciate that. It's good conversation. You're always welcome to join. I want you to feel free to leave your comments. I want you to feel free to inbox me if you have other ideas and questions you want to talk about. If you are a woman and it's interested in learning more about how you can be a part of this conversation live, you're welcome to come here any Monday in the month of March, excuse me, from 1 to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. You know where I'm at. We talk about it every time I'm here. You're welcome to come. You're welcome to sit at the table or to chop it up, offer your opinion, your input. If you can't physically make it in, you just want to call in, you're welcome to call in and do so. 414-885-4739. If you need the video link and you want to chop it in, let me know. Inbox me and I'll put you right on the video link. If you can't physically be in here, you want to just slide in and drop your words off, inbox, text, whatever the case may be. All of your voices are welcome. Your voices are powerful, and it helped to make this show and every show that I do that much more palatable, because it's not just my opinion. It's about all of our opinion. Let's talk about how we can make this work collectively. We're talking about community. Community is not just one person's vision. It's all of our vision collectively. This is how we want to live. This is what we are expecting of us, right? Right? And if we can't move like this is what will happen to us. Right? I love y'all. I was born to walk. Until next week, y'all. I holler. And if you knew my grandmother, hey, you'd understand why I'm free. Hey. Not the permission to be who I was born to be. That's me. Born to walk through. Yeah. My mama raised me to be. And if you knew my grandma, hey, you know why I see. I was born for this mission. I do not need your permission to be who I was born to be. That's me. That's me. Hey, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Until next week, here's your girl, JustPatrice, live with JustPatrice. BlowRadio.com is officially, and I do mean officially, let me try to find my other link and see if there it is, in the building. It's going to come run back for me one time. Until next week, I'm going to leave y'all with that. Yeah. Thank y'all. I holla. Bye.